What's going on, guys? My name is That Forking Guy. We're playing D&D today with my group of buds that we're usually playing here with. I usually have an overlay that has everybody's names above them and everything, but today we're not going to have that because some people aren't here, some people are joining late, other things. But yes, we're going to get back into my Tales of Valnaarmn campaign, which is completely mostly homebrewed 5th edition campaign that I am playing with my friends because they wanted a game to play and I wanted to DM or tell a story. So we're going to get back into it here. We'll do a little bit of a recap. We will have one more player joining us in a little bit. My mic is falling, or my filter's falling off here. So, but yeah, without further ado, I'll go ahead and hop back in with them in just 1 second. And we'll get to playing, so give me 1 second here. We are back, guys. We came back right for a brandy snort. Hell yeah.
Classic.
I didn't get anything else. All I got was a...
We were talking about my shit picture frame turned into a dice rolling board.
Hey, that is creativity. Gotta love it.
Also,
All right.
out of pure curiosity, Fork, have you played Terraria?
I have not played Terraria before, no.
Can you play with people?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you can host a server and everything.
Really? Like you don't have to buy it?
Yeah, no, you don't buy it.
Bitch, it's already better than mine.
Bitch.
All right.
All right, I gotta check one thing and then we'll go into recap.
Okay.
Because YouTube's trying to tell me that I can't stream in 1440p, but it appears that I am streaming in 1440p, so...
YouTube, get a goddamn grip, sir.
Yeah, YouTube, jeez. Hold on, it auto-updated to 480 again, 1 second. Yeah, no, we're
You're golden?
Yeah.
Wonky.
Everybody is in glorious 1440p on YouTube right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, anyway, we'll see.
That's true.
1440p, that's really big.
That's
really big.
It is. Pretty big.
You know, 6p is a lot. Even 4p, really.
Alrighty. Last time, in the adventures of our intrepid adventurers, they made enemies of an entire city and then took off.
City of bitches.
Off for
wait.
the new lands.
We get to let's fuck things up.
No.
They took off for the new lands with a new captain, navigator, and Kazur at the helm of their ship. As he's the only one who's really been to the new lands.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was a little confused. I was like, wait. Oh wait, no, I'm the only one that's been there. Okay.
With a few tumultuous events on the seas, a storm, some pirates, and a ship way off in the distance that they decided not to interfere with whatsoever, they continued their way across the seas. One of them, their cleric, being informed that his powers may not be up to snuff come certain areas where the faith in idols is not as high, which he got to experience on the journey through one of his spells not functioning properly. They fought the pirates, where they made handiwork of them, only one of them really taking severe damage. They did briefly lose a couple crew members, but they were able to bring back and pay for their duty and service of falling in their name. But
what the fuck?
made their way. They're about halfway now through their journey, and we have a little bit ways more to go. So we left off. I think you guys were going to sleep on the end of the 8th day, which means you are almost exactly just a little bit past halfway. So, where's the thing? Here we go. Back on the seas. I need somebody to roll a D100. So one of you two roll a D100 for me.
Got it.
No, I got it.
Oh wait, okay, you can have it.
Okay, I don't remember how. So I'll do
Don't-
this.
Don't mind me. I just missed an entire gaming session last week.
37.
and did it, but it's fine.
37.
F. Don't kill us, please.
Ooh, okay.
No! Don't say that. Not you.
I need to roll for weather.
What have I done?
Hey, and there she is. They just rolled the D100 and we're just kind of I'm getting things ready, so
Oh, are we already like started?
just
Oh, yeah.
We just
barely.
did.
I just got done with the recap, so
Okay, you're gonna have to give me. Well, I mean, I'll still be here, but like you'll have to give me a couple of minutes to literally get all of stream and stuff set up.
You're
Sorry
fine.
that I'm late.
No worries.
Had a birthday / engagement party for
Woo!
a friend celebration this weekend, so it was super busy. We were just constantly doing stuff.
I don't have my notes.
Uh-oh.
They're packed away still, probably.
well, we know it's the what day was it, Nudes? Was it the
Oh, it's give me a second. I have to open
it's like
it
the
up
I think
'cause
it's like the second day of the 8th month now or
eighth
something?
month, something like that. I put it in the Roll20 chat, I think.
Was,
Oh, you did, yeah.
Was the last session a full day?
At least there was a
So-
couple days actually.
Yeah.
But,
No, we went-
okay,
It was
It's
8.
like-
I
is
put
the
the
date.
date. I put
Yeah.
the date on Roll20.
'cause I was
Yeah.
it was the second when we were at the city, I think, or I thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
whatever day it
It's
is.
the 6th, I think.
So however many
It's the
days have
6th.
passed since we left that city then.
it will actually I think it was like the 28th or something when we left, and now it's like the 6th of.
No, I was wrong about that 28, if you remember. Because I
Oh,
had
well.
accidentally backtracked on my notes. I'm like rather certain it was either the 2nd or the 3rd of the last month when we were at the city.
Okay,
The,
well
the
here's
last
the thing.
the last message in chat says it was the 28th.
Yeah, and I calculated it and said the last time we played it was the 6th of the 8th month, the last month.
There you
So,
go.
you know, do your math there if you want to adjust that with your calendar.
Wait, are we the 28th at the last month now?
No, it's the 6th day of the last month now.
Okay. Man, winter's weird. It's hitting us. We're already getting these winter days in here or something. I don't know.
All right, so
We
as
got a 37, by the way, for the
yeah,
today's lucky number.
yeah, remember I said ooh, and you were like no.
Now take that back now.
As you guys continue sailing onward, Kazur
Oh, cute. Sorry.
on the helm, helping guide your ship along with the captain and navigator following what they know to lead them in the eastward direction towards Delventia. You guys have a calm first day of this. By the way, because we're doing this in 3-day. So I guess no, we're doing this day by day. Sorry, some days just go a little bit quicker than others
Because we're on a boat.
because you're on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a clear day, not a cloud in the sky, which makes for some hot moments during the high noon hours,
Yeah, it does.
especially for
Sorry
those
for
who
the
are,
late stream.
especially for those of you who are not used to being on the open seas. The deckhands are hard at work. A couple of them still sleeping after having taken a bit of a walloping the day before, but you guys figure it's well deserved. The 2 children are hard at work, and when it comes time, Kazura, you do your thing that you have been doing with them fairly regularly. It's just training them to be better at the craft of which they were attempting before. But you continue on as the sun begins to get into the late evening hours. What's Baron's? Yeah. Yeah, you're the one with the really high passive perception. Ina, about 5 or 6 o'clock as the sun is not quite setting yet, but going down, you spot a shadow on the horizon, dead in front of you guys. It's about the size of a ship, but a small ship, not nearly the size of yours, and it's just kind of a far-off dot at this moment.
Something to the north. To the north?
East, but
Something to the east. Sorry.
Wait, east?
yeah, you're heading east now. If
sure?
you
'Cause we're heading west, my
Is
gamer.
our map
west,
south top?
no, it's west.
okay.
Sorry, I'm a dunce. I just woke up. All right, leave me alone.
You could have saved it. You could have saved it and made us just an upside down map.
Fuck that. My brain cannot do that. But apparently it can't do right side up anyway. So yeah, you're heading west. Either way, it wasn't north.
Okay, to the west.
Okay. I hear her call out. Is there a spyglass anywhere on the ship or
The navigator does have one that you guys have been passing around here and there. So
grab it, scope it out, and investigate the dot if I can.
roll a perception check with advantage.
Perception with advantage. Oh, that's starting off a good roll with a nat 20 with the advantage, thankfully. It was an 8 or a 20, and I'm like, I'll take the 8. Or I'll take the 20.
I'll take the 8.
26.
26. All right. With as much view as you can get through a spyglass on something that's off on the horizon, you make out pretty well what it is. It's a small skiff of a ship. No larger than maybe half the size of the galleon you're currently on. It has one singular sail currently open, unfurled, and pressing forward towards you guys. Almost unnaturally, as the wind where you're currently at is kind of blowing not directly behind you, but kind of, oh man, across your ship at a angular direction. It appears to just be a simple wooden skiff, no markings that you can tell on it whatsoever. Appears kind of out of place out here on the open seas, being so small, but
So I just see the outline. I don't see any logos. I don't see any sigils. Just a.
nope, one unfurled white sail on a pretty basic wooden skiff.
Can we see? Do we only see shore, like a water right now? Can we see
Yeah.
any land anywhere?
No, it is pure sea as far as the eye can see, except for that one skiff off in the distance.
Okay.
Do I see a person on the skiff, or is it just the?
You do not,
It's just an abandoned skiff. It looks like.
from what you can tell from here.
Keep course. We'll get a better view when it's closer.
What is it? What is it?
Just a skiff.
What's a skiff?
Flat plank. It's basically like if you're stranded on a
raft.
deserted island, and you put a sail on your little.
Oh, on like a
Flatboard.
little.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's
A
just,
raft. Okay.
yeah, it can be used
Kind
to
of
describe.
Bounded bamboo, but
Yeah.
not bamboo. So.
All right, you guys continue forward as the sun begins to set more and more. By the time you get close enough to make much more detail out to it, the sun is about halfway set down the horizon. As you continue looking through the spyglass and just off the side of the deck, still no sign of people on deck. It is a ship. It's not a raft, this one, but it appears to be just like a single level. So it has enough room underneath for somebody to be in the hull of the ship, but the top
Okay.
is basically just one flat piece. It's got the wheel, a sail, couple of portholes on the front.
Like a Viking longboat, but with an underside, kind of.
Have you ever, okay, Sea of Thieves, you know, the smallest one that you can ride or
Mhm,
like have in Sea of
Yes.
Thieves? It's about
yeah.
that. It's about that size.
Okay.
Um,
The ship you use to get to your bigger ship that's further out.
Not that small. Hold on.
Okay.
Um,
It's got an underside. Okay, so a basic sail ship. It's just a single sail ship then. Okay.
mhm.
I'll put it in the chat. This is
Yeah, I
a
see it.
just kind of close to what it is.
Is there a, or as we get closer with the spyglass, can I, are there any rips in the sails? Any damage?
Does not appear to be.
Oh, okay, it's in good condition.
I'm gonna turn to the boat expert dude that's on our ship
Mm-hmm.
and ask, like, is this ship, does it seem like it's stable enough to manage this kind of seafare? I mean, compared to our ship, it's, I don't know, we've had a pretty rough go.
He's pulling on some rope, kind of tightening the sails, changing their position, and adjusting with the wind as it comes through. And appears a bit small, but a couple hardy sailors could probably keep her going as long as they don't get too involved in the, especially the weather that we were in the last couple days. It is unusual to see them this far out, but I suppose it's possible.
Do you think we should offer some assistance, see if they need any help? Or should we leave them? I don't know.
You're the leaders of this ship. Guess you get to make that decision.
That's true, and don't you forget it.
He's kind of holding a rope.
I feel like Ian,
Let's
Don't
go on
worry.
the rope, let it
I
was this
won't.
loud enough for me to hear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything Ina
Yeah.
says is loud enough for you to hear.
You know, I'd venture to say more of Rose and I are the leaders of the ship, but
Firstly, you weren't
Is
even
it
here to
you?
get the ship first.
it's
It was not
Rose's
even
ship.
gifted to you, and it was
Rose's
gifted
ship.
to all of us. All of us.
Rose's ship.
All of us.
Do you know where you're going?
Yes, we're going to the new land.
Please tell me where that is.
Up my ass. Just 'cause
I
you're
like
the
to
new land.
imagine Rose is downstairs with all this chaos. Because they're taking shifts, she's probably asleep.
Hmm.
With
Yep.
But we have
Baird.
Ina and me on a shift together. Oh,
Yes.
God
Yeah.
almighty.
and Rosaline and Baron on a
All right.
shift.
Yeah. The two adults are asleep while the children are up on deck. Yes.
Facts.
I am an adult. I'll have you know.
Anyway.
Before it was only Baron and then us three, and then I was like, you know what? This doesn't seem right. I think I'm gonna stay up.
Yeah.
As you get closer and closer, close enough to see on deck, you can see a matter of barrels and boxes, sacks and ropes and things, just normal sailing equipment that you need to move around. And you do notice at this point a singular figure walking from up the stairs underneath. Go ahead and roll another. Are you using the spyglass? If so, go ahead and roll another
Yeah.
perception check with advantage. Because you can see him, like, Ina, you can see him walking up on deck with your bare, like, with just your eyes, but you can't get a good look at him. So, let's see what Kazura here can see.
Damn. I am loving this advantage. 25 this time.
25. You see a sun-weathered man dressed in not tattered, but not fine clothing. Appears to just be normal clothes. A leather tunic or vest kind of laced around the front with some dark colored pants of some sort. Leathery, sun-dried skin with pock marks or sun marks popping up all over his shoulders and face. He's got short brown hair, just curly enough that you can see them, not frizzy in any means, but just curly enough that you can see a big round bulbous nose. And as you're kind of looking and taking it in, he has a mug in his hand and he just waves one hand up and waves.
Is it me? How far are we from it now?
400, 500 feet away.
Okay, my voice won't carry that far then.
It's your thaumaturgy.
He's not a magic user anymore. Well,
I don't know.
I'm
I
a
don't know.
magic
he
user,
kind of
sir.
is. He kind of
I
is.
don't know what his builds are. For all I know, he's like some special rogue or ranger that has it.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just like wave back.
Okay.
That's a friendly gesture.
Okay. You guys continue on, heading in not crossing paths, but parallel paths, opposite directions, opposing paths.
Yeah, as we pass, can I be like, "You're right," and he'll be like, "Yeah," like,
She's
looking good.
just telling your own story over here now. But as you get closer,
Oh, okay.
he steps up to the side of the deck, mug still in hand. Oh, adventurers!
As I look at him, I meant to ask this earlier, but I guess now that we're closer, it'd be better. I don't know if this question will work. But I don't know because are his facial features similar to of humans of my land?
Yes.
In the sense, okay. I think you know what I mean with that because isolated populations. I feel like Rose's groups they're human, but they're different looking than my humans, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's got differing features, but you make out that he's probably from somewhere in your land.
Yeah, just because we're that close. Okay. I'll yell out, where do you hail from?
Porky's gotta look at the map again to remember the names of cities.
Just blandly says Mirko. It's like, oh, this asshole.
No shit.
Oh, I hail from many places, but most recently Shaywarn. Where do you travel from?
I'm gonna act like I misheard him and repeat that we're traveling to Dalventia.
Dalventia! Understood. Perhaps we should stop and chat a while, eh? I'd like to hear about what you're doing.
Ina gets sketched out.
Slow the sails, but don't get closer to him.
Okay. You tell the captain, the deckhands begin raising the sails. Your ship slows to about half, maybe third pace of what it was.
Can Ina go down and wake the gamers?
Yeah.
Wake Baron and Rose?
You go down.
Why would that be of interest of you?
Oh, it's lonely out here on the seas. I just wish to hear some tales.
Why are you out here on the seas alone?
You watch as his sails don't move, but his ship slowly begins to draw to the same pace as yours. Oh,
but not
I'm
towards us. He's just slowed with us.
well, you were going in opposing paths, so you're still shouting across from maybe 100 feet away. And you've both slowed down, so you're still heading towards each other, but just more slowly now.
We're not on a direct path, though. We're
No.
Side, but yeah, you're parallel with each other, just going opposite directions. Oh, just an old man enjoying the seas.
Alone?
Indeed, what better way to enjoy the seas than by yourself, experiencing all of this?
Why are you trusting us as a lone traveler on the seas?
Well, figured if you were untrustworthy, you would have made it known before now. As it sits, I'm a lone man on the sea. You could have fired at any moment.
I could fire right now and drop you dead.
I'm sure you could, and yet you
There,
haven't,
you're
and
not
therefore, I trust you. So what do you say? Let's have a drink, share some stories.
What's your name?
Why, my name is Bravizia. What is yours?
Do I know this name, Bravizia?
Roll a history check.
History. Okay. Oh, Lord.
Am I awake?
Yeah, Ina comes downstairs.
Yeah, guys, there's a guy who wants to come talk to us. He's fucking allowed on the sea. He looks like an old chap, but whatever. You know?
15.
What do you
15?
mean by that? Aren't we at Dalventia already? Is that what you
No,
said?
he's some random dude we found on a raft, kind of
Oh,
ski boat. But
okay,
I don't know. He wants to know about our journey. I feel like maybe we should come up with a story if we don't want to tell everybody.
okay, well, give me a few minutes to get decent.
All right, take your time, love, and then I'll go to Baron.
Okay. You got a Baron who's kind of laying face down, legs slung over the side of the bed, just like... He took a beating yesterday, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta, like, you know, heal my ass up.
Yeah, take your long rest. So you wake him up, you're kind of like... Yeah. What? Mm-hmm.
I'll say basically the same thing.
Okay.
Old dude.
Is it a new day, like a new dawn?
Yeah, it's a new day. At this point, it's a new sunset, but...
New day.
I had to roll my ring.
Baron pretty much lets you know the same thing. Like, all right, give me a second to get a drink and my armor and stuff.
All right, be quick though. He's coming.
As
On the
quick as
boat.
I can.
Oh, nice.
All right, 15 history check. You do not recognize the name at all.
Cool.
You also notice that his ship comes almost to a complete standstill out in front of you guys. He's maybe 60 feet off the bow now.
In front of us?
Yeah. Not like directly in front, but on his path, he's just come to a stop.
What's his name again?
I'll type it in chat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Be
thank
ready
you.
to path away from
Ezio Aldadori.
Captain.
Understood.
Rovizia.
Lets the two kids to get the deckhands ready to lower sails and take off if need be.
Why?
I'll go back up.
Your behavior is strange, friend.
Strange how? I just wish to meet some new folks and make some new friends.
Is he on the boat already?
No,
No.
he's just stopped about 60 feet off the front of your ship.
I
Off
don't
to the
think we're
right, the
looking
starboard
for
side.
friends currently. We've
Um,
had some troubled waters already.
Well, that's no good. Is there anything I should be wary of?
Well,
A
did we
kraken?
eliminate the pirates, or did they actually get?
They're
escaped?
dead.
They're dead.
Is the ship down?
Yes.
Yes.
We burned that bitch.
Yep,
Yeah.
Baron used wall of fire on their ship, so...
Depending on the depth of the sea further out, there may, be some ship remains further out.
Understood.
No survivors, so don't worry about that.
Understood. That is a tale I wish I could hear, but
Wait,
I
question.
suppose-
I know this is a silly question, but some of the pirates didn't technically die. They fell into
Oh,
the
they did
ocean.
fall into the ocean.
But I imagine being in the ocean this fucking long
You don't know.
without somewhere to go.
You don't know.
It's been a day's travel with our full speed is far faster than his full speed.
Yeah.
So, in all likeliness,
At
not gonna
this point, Baron and Rose make their way up on deck as he's saying, "That is a tale I wish I could hear, but if you wish to not speak, then I cannot force you."
Captain, is there something with this person? Is he a refugee or someone who needs assistance?
there's no one important.
Captain's like, "It doesn't seem like it. Just seems like an odd old man sailing on the seas. You could talk to Kazur more. He's been speaking to him."
Kazura, is this someone we need to save?
No.
Rosaline looks exhausted.
There's no need to save me. I'm just sailing.
Wait, how is he hearing that? We're just talking. Wait, he still responded? Oh, I will draw my crossbow and aim it at him. How the hell did you hear that?
Kazura.
We all have our secrets, as I'm sure you do as well. Now, if you'd like to have a conversation, I can tell you of the world.
Now I'm intrigued.
Are
Get
you-
aboard,
are you-
sir.
Are you
He was
going
gonna
to be
invite him on.
insulted if we just sail past?
Of course not. That is your choice. I'm just merely offering drink and story.
I don't trust
Alright.
him. No.
You woke me up for this. This just sounds
No.
like some random stranger.
A
I
random
don't.
stranger who just heard our conversation, Rose.
Takes a drink from his mug.
He heard our conversation on the ship while I've been shouting to talk to him.
Are you
I'll
a
ju-
magical being?
She says just a normal. She doesn't yell.
Depends. What do you define as magical?
Okay, he can fucking hear us. Okay. You can hear this right now, is what you're telling.
Why, yes, I can.
Are you a wizard?
Are you even human?
Not in a classical sense, but I've been known to dilly-dally in the arcane.
Okay, I think Rosalind's so tired because you literally woke her up in the middle of her resting shift, which she was already with exhaustion point. So she's exhausted right now. So she's just gonna. I'm gonna roll a dice to see if she
But
agrees or
this
disagrees.
is the end of the day, so you would have still gotten your long rest in.
Like, it's about to be your shift.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you woke me up early for this.
I don't really want to deal with this, and so I'm gonna make her roll a die. That sucks. I kind of want to talk to this guy, but I rolled a die.
I personally don't know if I trust this person, so I'm just gonna go down below and continue resting. Come get me if you need me, okay?
Baron kind of pipes up. I mean, he's offering drink. Sounds fun to me. It's just him. I'm sure we could deal with whatever problems he...
Hear us.
Yeah, but, I mean...
You don't know the power of the people of these lands.
I'm gonna whisper something to Baron.
Okay.
Do you think we can hear this?
Where are you? Wait.
Rose is like stretching herself out and then walking back down because she's like, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I want to go to bed.
I'll just frankly state, ally or foe of the order. I'm not going to specify, but you should know what I'm talking about.
I'm looking at Baron's spells real quick. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Because if he has a certain spell...
No.
You spell magic.
He does not currently have it chosen, so... Did you whisper me? Okay.
Oh, I discorded you.
Yeah.
Rope trick that also works with like removing yourself from like a magical thing. Because you go into a different dimension, so... I've used road chick in other places where like this person I know is scrying on me constantly and is spying on me, so I'm gonna rope trick to have private conversations because they can't fucking find me in
Rope
this other
trick?
place. Yeah.
It's what I did to you when we first met, when I had my magical rope, and then I had my rope trick of the portal that went upwards. And
to answer you,
anchoring and pulling you in.
the order. Oh yes, indeed, I am fond of them. Baron comes up to your ear, Kazur, and whispers, "Hey, if you're not cool with this, me and Ina can just like hop over and have a little talk, and if shit goes south, she can fly us back."
And by
Lapras,
can, we mean that's what we're doing.
Lapras, do you have a pet dog now?
No.
Oh. Did your
Oh,
roommate?
I'm sorry.
That's his bird.
I don't have
That's his
my-
bird making that noise now.
Is it
Oh,
my
it's you.
mic?
Anyway.
I don't
No,
think-
it's not. It's
I
not.
have my window open. It's too hot.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha,
Wow.
gotcha.
sorry.
I'll ask, what do you think of their plan to him? Because he heard y'all's plan. There's no way he didn't.
The orders, or
No,
I see you
no,
whispering. I can't pick everything up, you know. Just
Oh, okay. Oh,
some things.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Or you're lying, and you don't want me to know that you can hear us whisper.
Indeed.
Ina jumps.
We're not even that close yet. I don't
Yeah, I mean, you guys were still moving, so at this point, you'd be almost like side by side. So, Ina, go ahead and roll a acrobatics check.
Okay.
Lower the plank.
You know what? I'm gonna say Rosalind's
The-
taking a nice bath right now.
The
17.
captain commands the deckhands to raise the sail the rest of the way and make for holding their position as the plank is gathered. And you rolled a 17.
Yeah.
And Ina, boing, jumps over onto
I
the
want it
ship.
to be like an old woman jump, like a.
She gets up on the side of the ship, rocks her arms back and forth, and then with the rocking of the ship at its highest point, jumps off almost like a trampoline. Very spry for a fairly old woman there.
Are they like 15 feet taller than him?
Yeah.
Isn't that like jumping off of a tree?
Yep. So, Ina, you jump from your second 2.5 level ship down to the level of his. You're having your fall damage, but you still take some fall. Oh god. 6 and a 5. You take 5 points of damage as you.
My backbone.
Oh, that was quite a jump there, young lass.
Young lass.
Rose, you
Oh.
feel as the ship comes to a stop and the water in your bath kind of sloshes back and forth a little bit.
God, did they decide to stay for this man? Jeez, I guess I'll have to gussy up.
So
Well,
she
I'm-
like quickly finishes the bath and start like getting dressed and cleaned and pretty and wearing her armor and all that.
I will make my way to our side of the plank and just stand on our ship from like the high ground of the plank. So crossbow out. I'm not pointing it at. Crossbow is out.
He walks over and helps Ina up, mug still in his hand. Both of you roll perception check for me real quick.
Me?
Yep. You and Kazur. Kazur's standing on your ship still. You're standing on his. Baron follows you, Kazur. Doesn't quite get up, but just follows you.
21.
21?
27.
27. All right, you guys, as you're getting picked up, Ina, you kind of glance around and look at the ship, and it's very basic up top. There's some barrels and boxes, like what Kazur saw through the spyglass. There's some bags and things. There's a couple weapons that are laid on the ground, but they appear to be old and rusted. Nothing that's been used in a long time. It takes weapons a while to rust. The sea may accelerate that a little bit, but not much more than that. Kazura, you look. The sails appear to be in perfect shape. No tears, no repairs, nothing of the sort. Boxes and barrels you kind of glance above and look down on, and you can see are filled with some manner of fruits and meats. The bags, you're not entirely sure what they're filled with, but they appear to be grain bags of some sort. And the swords, you can tell, they haven't been used. They've just been laying there.
You're stocked pretty well for an individual man.
Well, I'm sailing myself. It takes longer to get places than it might with a full crew. Now come, let's have a drink. Let's share some
How many
stories.
weapons are there on the ground?
You see 2 swords and a bow. The 2 swords are kind of laying catty-cornered to each other with a bow over top of them. It does not appear to even be strung.
Is Baron even there too?
Baron's standing beside Kazura right now.
What's the tale of those swords and that bow?
Just in case needed. You said you got attacked by pirates, did you not? Just a little precaution in case I need to get my hands dirty.
Caution for an unstrung bow. It's not very precautious at all.
Is that... Oh, the damn thing's come off again. I must fix that post-haste.
When was the storm that happened? Like how many days ago?
That would have been 3 or 4-ish days ago. Because that was before the pirates. So,
Ina might be like,
3 days before.
been really nice, smooth sailing for the past, I don't know, week.
It
I
has!
think-
Quite gorgeous. The sun is marvelous.
Yeah, I see why you want to get out on the water.
Would you like to try some brandy that I have aboard? Looking at you,
Brandy?
Ina.
I'm gonna, yes, I'd love some, and I'm not gonna really have some, but I'm just gonna, like, smell it and be like,
Of course, my lady. And he walks over to a barrel and pops the top, and one of the barrels he pops the top off of, you can see down in it, Kazur, is filled with jugs and jars, like wine or spirits of some sort that appears that he's just collected through the different places that he's been, maybe. And he kind of, you hear the clink, 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 clink. Yes, here we are. The finest I found in Miraco. Believe it came from, as he thinks, because Forky has to remember the names of all the places. Believe it came from Pomor. Quite an exquisite place, if I do say so myself. Here. Pops the top off and pulls a cup from beside the barrel and pours some in it. Go ahead, give her a sniff. See what you think. It's quite wonderful.
Can I sniff it and see what I think? Because I have a poisoner's kit, so I kind of know a little bit about poison.
Go ahead and roll a... Do a medicine check.
Okay.
Because I think this guy's just a kooky old man. Well, possibly not man, but
25.
guy on the sea. I don't... Seems fine to me. 25?
I said that storm thing when everybody was around, by the way. Like I was-
You thought Rose's father was fine too when you first met.
That
How do you know about that?
is a good
I was
point.
given all that info.
Was
Yeah.
that? Were you?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Y'all talked about it. Drithla gave me the rundown.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. I was like, you weren't here for that.
Trust no one, Bear.
What was
That's
your
how you stay alive.
medicine skill again? 25?
Yeah.
It's very different from the wines or liquors or things that you've experienced in the last few continents that you've been on. It's very sweet, almost like a mead, but it has that acidity of a wine that comes through, but but you get the strength of a brandy as well, and it smells fine. Does not seem to be anything that would stand out as poisonous or detrimental to your health, aside from the fact that it's alcohol.
I'm gonna put it to my lips, and like think, put it to my lips, keep my lips closed, and pretend I'm nope, but I'm really not.
Okay, roll a deception check for me.
Please.
Now, the rest of you, come join me. It's just some talk and drink. Nothing to be
Talk
wary
right
of.
Here. We're not that far from each other. We can talk right here.
We can, but do you not want to enjoy what all of
I
these
don't
lands
drink.
have to offer?
I don't
He
drink.
doesn't drink. Yeah, I remember that now.
Oh. Yeah, this isn't him. This is me trying to figure out what to say. There's no need to be so brash. You don't have to drink. Just come share stories.
I can share stories right here.
What fun is that? I have quite a setup downstairs. I'm sure you'd like to see it.
I don't think I would like to go down your ship at all. Where you could have
Then
a
why
menu.
did you stop? I thought we were going to share.
I'm stopping simply because this crazy fool of an old woman was going to jump on your ship anyway.
I'm sure she could get back. It'd be no issue for you, right?
Could I say Rosalie at this point goes on the top of the deck? Her hair is wet and clean, and she smells heavily of lavender. Fresh out of bath, wearing her armor. She looks to the captain and goes, "Oh wait, are you guys like on his boat?"
I am on the plank. Or
Yeah.
I'm not on the plank. I'm on our boat at the top of our plank.
Yeah.
Me and Banner at the top of our boat at the plank.
She approaches you two, Kazur and Bairn, and just goes,
Baron is at the top. He was gonna jump with me.
Gods, what are you doing? I thought we agreed that this is just some stranger.
Ina made the brash decision to ignore decision and jump on the boat anyway. So I have stopped the sail and set the plank for a quick escape if she needs it. You are free to join her and be in the thick of it if that's what you would prefer to do. Also, side note, you smell lovely. That's strange. But anyway.
What? What do you mean?
like she's like extremely insulted all of a sudden.
What do you mean that's strange?
Baron's like,
No, I
before,
meant
before this gets too, I'll go over and I can magically let you know if anything's up. I feel like I can probably take a few hits if anything is kind of stray before you get over there. So
the situation is strange.
I want he's got booze. I want to go try him.
Mm,
He has booze. Baron, you don't even know if it is safe to drink.
Well,
Well,
Ina just took a drink, so
Rose blinks and looks at Baron and remembers she's speaking to a dwarf.
Baron, if you do not drink a drop of his liquor, I promise you I will buy you barrels and barrels back home. All that he has, I can.
roll a persuasion check.
Oh God. Persuasion.
While this is happening, Rose is just gonna peek up and go,
do you want something from us? Are you trying to sell? Are you a merchant?
she's like trying to figure out what the hell are we stopping this boat for this random ass person.
Of course not. I just wish to share tales and stories, share some drink, enjoy some company. It's quite lonely on the sea by yourself.
And on the persuasion, by the way.
10. I really want to see what he's got.
Baron.
I'm gonna go. And he walks across. He gets up to walk across the plank.
Ina. I'm yelling out to Ina. Ina.
ah,
Are you just trying to fuck him? Is that what you want?
no, I'm interested in figuring out what's up.
It's just a man on a boat that has no business stopping for us, and we shouldn't stop for him.
Are you
I'm
looking
interested.
for work as a sailor?
He isn't.
Baron gets over to the ship and looks at you and he's like, is that good? Can I try some? And he looks at the guy. Of course, good sir. Pulls
Did I
another
tip him, by the
cup
way?
out. Did you what? You did.
Okay.
Well, you think you did. You don't know for sure. But
Rosalind calls out,
Baron, please do not get sloshed. It is almost our turn for,
what's it called?
our shift. Okay? I don't want
As
to be
he's-
the only one who's
Can I-
aware during the whole time.
Can I hand him the cup? Like,
the guy
oh,
or
Try
Baron?
mine, because he was saying like, "Oh, is it good?" Can I hand him my cup?
Baron?
Try, and be like, give him like a look, and stuff. You know, like, pay attention,
Don't.
keep your head,
Yeah.
up, kind of thing.
He takes your cup and then is handed another cup by this other guy, and Baron's just kind of like wide-eyed. Looks at you. He's like, got it.
Get your head in the game.
Gosh.
He
Takes
does-
a shot.
He doesn't like immediately drink all of them, but he takes a nice swig out of that, and he's like, that is good. I know it is. The best in all of Pomor, I think is the name of that place. Now, come,
is there
let's
any
share
way-
some stories. Why don't we, please?
Sure, but before, since he loves it so much, can I buy a bottle from you?
There's no need to buy. You give me a story, I'll give you a bottle.
All right.
Rosalind looks at Kazura and she's actually now like, what?
This is very suspicious.
It is.
I don't understand what
He
are we
knows.
doing.
He knows of the order. He claims
Ina
to be an
is-
ally.
Gonna.
I don't
Wait.
like this.
Have you ever explained what the order is
Nope.
to us?
What do you mean he knows of the order? Is that some sort of religion?
My order.
Oh, your religion. I see.
No. Well, yeah, sure.
Can Ina charm him?
You can certainly
I'm so
try.
pissed and
I'm going
aggravated
to.
that I'm accidentally leaking info. Yes.
Rosalind
no.
is kind of an idiot, so she's like, oh, it's his religion.
Well, I said yes and then no, so that's kind of a tell of some kind.
No? Oh, is it like a job?
Are you attempting to?
I'll brief you on it later.
I'm gonna try and like be like, cause he called me young lass. I'm gonna kind of try and be like pretty kind of thing and like be cutesy, and like then I'm gonna try and charm him. So in case it doesn't work, he can be like, oh, I just wanted to like you.
Gonna
Is
poly.
he? He's
into a
humanoid, right? He looks like a dude, like a human
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, from his land. From.
She's gonna wild shape into a fox girl. Just
Can
really
you-
sway
Can
him.
you half wild shape?
All I want is cat ears
Like
and a
that.
tail.
Oh, and some fangs.
I'm
Oh,
a cat
dear.
girl now.
Dear God. All right, so what do you say, and what's the save on the charm that you're trying to do?
Wisdom 13.
Okay.
He saves.
What are you saying? What are you trying to do? What are you...
Can I get a look at the digs downstairs before we go down?
As long as you promise to share some stories,
Of course I will.
then let us go, young
No,
dwarf.
no. I'm gonna go first.
Of course,
gonna go
lead the way,
first.
lass.
Right, but you can wait up here till I come back.
Well, I'm afraid that won't happen. We're going together to share some
Oh.
stories. You did not
okay.
charm him.
I did not charm him. Okay.
Rosalind turns to Kazur and goes, Kazur, in all your travels, you seem very knowledgeable. You seem like you read a lot of books. Have you ever heard of something that wants stories as payment? Maybe a creature.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Make a history check.
Can I also roll a
You-
history check?
You can as well.
Because she's read books too.
Can I
No,
proceed?
I
Like, can I
don't. There's
see if
no
I can
way.
hear anything, like in the silent gaps of talking? Like, can I hear any movement or like
Roll a perception
anything
check.
like that?
Oh, she don't know shit. That's why she's asking. She got an
Ooh.
8.
Rose, actually, you do
24.
it with advantage for me. What'd you say, 20,
Oh.
24?
24.
No, it sounds... You get more wood creaking because of the gangplank stretched across your two ships, but it sounds just like any other ship. You can hear some clanging of metal below deck, like maybe pots and pans or something.
That's what he, baby!
But you're not entirely sure. It sounds just like a normal ship sitting at sea.
Nat 20.
I'll
A,
be like,
a
you
collector
don't
of...
got anyone down there, do you?
Of course not. It's just me upon the seas.
Oh, you
Baron
said
takes
that's a
another
lot
drink.
of food.
You, as you're sitting here and you ask Kazura this question, you're like, do you know of anything that would be a collector of stories? Or, and then it clicks in your head. You've met a collector before. You've traded with a collector before.
It was a
Was it
dragon.
Brass Dragon in the cliffs down on Valstock? Yeah, you think it was.
Oh, I want you to whisper to me so badly right now.
You recognize brass dragons are usually collectors of something. The one you happened to meet before was a collector of magical items or intricacies of sorts. This one could perhaps be a collector of stories.
Rosaline turns away from the ship and she's like kind of tilting her head a little to Kazur, quieting her voice, a soft whisper as she
I'm
says,
like leaning my ear to your lips as I notice this. Like, I mean, like, the faintest of faintest things here.
The last time I've met someone who collected things, it was a brass dragon.
Shh.
His-
I'll silent you. I'll just, like, literally, like, like, stop you talking as soon as you say the word drag. I won't even let you finish it, but I'll click to what that is.
And at this
Perhaps
point,
it is one of those.
At that case, I have far more interest in this individual. So, tell me,
he's started kind of making his way towards the stairs to the bottom deck with Ina. Yes, what can I do for you?
what do you think of this? And I'll raise my crossbow to glimmer in the sky
Mm-hmm.
to get those scales to shine.
Oh, I'm sure you have quite the stories to tell. Come, join us. It should be
What
a
are
good old
you?
time.
What are you?
Let us get somewhere a little
Is
less...
the color of your scale?
You have a pretty high passive perception. You watch his eyes flash kind of a golden brown color as he looks you in the eye. Come down a little less, open area and we can have a bit more conversation.
Rose is not really looking at him at the moment. As I said, she turned
Wow.
around and like whispered down to you, so she's kind of waiting for you to give her the yes, because she trusts you. I don't know why she trusts you, but she does.
What was the color of his
Unequally.
eye again? The glimmer? You said
Golden
there?
brown.
Fuck. Oh, God, that doesn't... I mean, you could mean gold, you could mean copper, you could mean...
Was I right with golden brown, Fork?
Yeah, like, yeah.
How big is the hold down there?
It appear comparable to your ship. It would be about the size of the lowest deck of your ship, maybe a little bit smaller.
Not big enough to hold a fucking full-size dragon.
No, not without destroying the ship anyway.
Okay, well, if we're in the ship, I mean, it's a fucking dragon. He could just destroy the ship and say, fuck it. Oh, boy.
Wait,
Oh, we're gonna-
Rosaline sees you have scales on her crossbow, because you just did that, right?
Yeah.
She
I-
looks at you really confused and now visibly concerned.
Well, you also know I love dragons.
Oh,
You
I have
also know that.
I have something that I need to PM you also, Lapras, during the break. I'll do it.
Oh, let's go!
No, it happened on the last days of the travel, but you weren't here, so I couldn't say anything to them. So I'll send it
Gotcha.
to you about what happened. But
She
Okay.
looks at it and she's just like, well, you said you love dragons, but in her mind, the only time she's ever gotten a scale is after killing one.
Mm.
So she's like visibly concerned and just kind of giving you a look after seeing the scales, like a what?
What?
What
Mixed
are you doing?
signals.
Mixed signals, yeah. What?
now come,
Well,
let us have drink and conversation. At least for those of us who do drink. No shame. Just saying.
I'm gonna go now, Rose. I think I need to discuss things with him. See what he knows. He's piqued my interest.
Rose has already decided not to trust this person.
I don't
So
trust
she-
him either.
Should I say? I don't
don't-
feel.
If you are correct in your assumption, would I be okay? I have a pretty high intelligence, right?
When she mentions that, it triggers you to be like, oh yeah, this makes sense for this to be a brass dragon.
Could I connect the dots that if we go in the hold and he goes dragon, then the ship would explode and we'd be stuck in the water?
Yeah, any
Okay.
dragon that is able to hold a form such as this is powerful enough and old enough to be a full-grown dragon.
If you're correct, Rose, and I think you are, from what I got out of his reaction, if he goes into full form, that ship is destroyed and the three of us will be in the water.
Well,
I
we do
think
have-
Ban needs to get back on this boat with you, because heavy armor doesn't swim well. Ina could get me back out potentially,
I will not argue with this judgment, but
and I have interacted with this kind far more than you, I promise.
all right, I won't argue with you.
Try and get Baron back on this ship. He listens to you more than me.
Rosaline sighs because she's like, how the fuck am I gonna do that? Baird is clearly interested in this alcohol right now.
Baron, I apologize to ruin your fun, but I'll buy you a lot of drinks, but you can't leave me alone on shift. I'm just.
Puppy doll eyes.
Yeah, she's got puppy dog eyes. She's like being really sweet.
She goes, I mean, look at me. I'm just a fool. I don't know much about ships or how they work. You're such a genius at
Well,
this stuff.
While she's doing this, can I also talk to the man and say, can you, I'll tell you some tales. Go ahead and give my dwarf friend there a bottle as payment.
Dwarf, before you leave, I offer you this. The finest whiskey from the Froth-Made Isles for one tale of your choice. Then you may leave, and I will talk with your friends about wonders and experiences of all of you.
I think he can go without the bottle, actually. If it's going to cost him that, then he can leave without the bottle.
I will tell a tale in his stead as payment.
Bairn. And she, like, Rose has gone full, like,
Think of it.
girly mode.
Baron has two drinks,
Like
the two mugs in his
eyelashes.
hand, and he's looking at Rose, and he's looking at the guy, and then he's at Kazur, and then he's at the guy, and then he's at the drinks, and then he's at Kazur, then he's at Rose, then he's at the drinks.
Remember that Rose also just took a shower, so she's freshly clean, smells heavily like lavender. You know, she's feeling herself right now. She did her hair.
And
Fair.
you have to add the fact that he just implied that he can't leave unless he tells a story.
He, as the DM, he wasn't meaning to imply that, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Baron's like,
You mean you can't take the drink, the bottle, without telling us.
yeah, the drink. He can leave whenever he wants. He's just offering a bottle for a story of some sort. Baron.
I'm just so delicate.
What makes it even better is I rolled to see what Baron would do, and he rolled smack dab in the middle of all of the choices that I had. Well, the story of how I was marauded by bandits work, which you guys already know this story, so it's not like he's giving anything away. Of course, my child, I just wish to hear of stories of lands far away. And so he goes and he tells, it's a fairly brief story of how him and his sister were traveling and were marauded by bandits, and that's when Moradin kind of picked up on him, and when he realized his powers, they were able to defeat the bandits, and he saved his sister, and then that's when he continued on his journeys on the ship, where he then met you guys. He doesn't say how he met you guys, he just says that he met you guys. Oh, what a genuinely... I don't have the right adjectives. Interesting tale. Here you go, my child. The finest whiskey from the Frothmade Isles. The oldest they've ever made. He hands this bottle. Ina and Kazura, you see it as this old brown bottle that looks like it was hand blown by some elderly figure, as it's lumpy and kind of like the first time somebody's made a bottle or something like that, with just a very plastered on fabric like cloth that has very faded lettering written on it. Baron kind of takes it and he looks at it. He's like, okay. He takes a deep breath, drinks the rest of the brandy, and he's like, I'm gonna go stay with Rose now. And makes his way back onto the ship.
When he gets onto the ship, Rose like clasps his shoulder and goes, "Thank you," and then leans up to his ear. Can you give me your stone?
Yeah. Hands you the sending stone.
Oh wait, did we get the stones from the enchanter guy while we were?
No, I need to. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
yeah. She hasn't talked to him yet, but they should be about ready.
It's been a week, yeah.
All right. No, you two, let us go downstairs and share tales. See what the world may become. And okay, I don't know where I'm going with that. Let us go. And leads you guys downstairs. As you go downstairs, it opens up to the below deck. A bit larger than what you thought it was going to be. Not like a cavernous hall under here, but the walls are straight, the floors are flat. It appears that there's some sort of illusion magic happening here to make the room slightly bit bigger, but it is finely decorated, like better than the halls that you saw in Istalian royalty. The ground is lined with red and gold trimmed rugs. The table is a fine made red wood with marble inlays. The chairs have high back seats with velvet fabric on the cushion on the seating areas. The walls are decorated with all matter of scrolls and parchments. There's a few weapons that are hidden, or not hidden, but contained behind glass shadow boxes. On the far end, what would be the bow of the ship, but it's just the end of the hall, are racks of armor standing tall, green and brown and gold, all matter of intricate designs engraved and inlaid on the chests. One of them seems to have a mother of pearl inlay going amongst all of the trim that lay on these things. The walls are lined with casks and bottles and food and drink and anything that the heart could imagine. And he leads you in and opens his arm. No, take a seat. What drinks would you have? Alcoholic or not? I offer all. Yes, Rose?
I was just gonna say, like, as she and Baron walk away and Baron gave her the stone, she grasps onto it and goes,
Hey, Ina, she's whispering. This is Rosaline. Could you kind of...
this is like all mental, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I just want to know if you could kind of keep me up to date of what's going on, or let me know if there's like trouble, okay? That's what I'm holding onto the stone for.
Do you have to speak out loud to reply, or
No.
can you? No. Okay.
It's mentally.
Then I'm gonna put my hand in my pocket, touch my stone, and be like, I thought it's wild down there. I thought he was a slaver. To be honest, I thought there was gonna be people shackled down there. It's a mansion, mate. All right, it's incredible.
Rose whispers, a mansion? Just so Baron can hear.
And then I'll be like,
Oh,
no.
man.
I'll have, I guess, precious
Oh.
water.
Rose also goes,
Could you keep an eye on Kazur? I'm a little suspicious. He says he's friends with dragons, but he has scales on his bow.
right. Well, if I see him start to act up, either one of them acting up. I'll
I'm a
let you know.
dragon slayer ranger. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Some fresh
Hey.
water, of course. He goes over to a cask, taps it, and pours you some water in a big, tall wooden glass.
Do you have any tea, mate?
Tea can be made, of course, my dear. He goes over and there's a small stove with a kettle on it. And he fills the kettle up out of the same cask that he filled the water for Kazur and sets it on. It'll take a minute, but I'm sure shortly we will have some.
I'll sip the water. And I'll just note out loud, you know, you could get better water. I can tell you where.
Not sure water gets any better no matter where you get it from, as long as it's not from the sea. Everything's generally the same.
No, there's differences in water. You know, ground. Puddle doesn't taste very good. You know,
Well,
depending on
excuse
what
my
the
indifference. I appear to do just fine on this. I'm sure you will too.
I'm just
Now.
saying- No, it's fine. Water. I'm just saying.
He opens a
Seem
drawer
to
and
have a
pulls out
taste for exquisite things.
a few different racks of what appear to be spices or something. Ina, you know these to be tea leaves. Take your choice. There's some exotics. There's some plain ones. Depends on what you want. Try something new or go with Old Faithful.
I was just trying to like use the water as a fucking talking point and he completely dismissed me. It's fine.
Look around. What do you see? Do you like my collection? It's quite a spectacle, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Very
What a
gaudy.
place. How is this all fitting in there?
honey, if you're holding the stone, I get to hear everything Ina says.
True. I probably wouldn't be, because my hands would be out of my pocket receiving the tea now.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's impressive.
Why, thank you. And gaudy it may be, but that's the way I like it. Being alone, I can have things the way I want it.
Do you like being alone?
It brings its own personal troubles, but I find it easier than burdening others with mine. So I guess the answer would be yes.
Do you ever miss others of your kind?
Sometimes, but suppose everyone needs a little bereavement. He
Now,
pours Ina's tea. There you go. A bit of a spicy up from Mos Taborium, up north of the Great Lake. Sure you'll
Have I-
enjoy it.
I've never heard of these places.
No,
ever.
this is one of the new lands.
Incredible.
And
Wait,
yeah, it's
wait,
like don't like it. It tastes. I was about to go into the description. It tastes a bit like if spiced cider was a tea. So like it's hot, but it's got that like that kick of almost like jalapeno or habanero juice has been in it or mixed in with there as well. So it's got that kick that Ina is not used to and apparently does not like.
Oh. Where's this from again?
Oh, Mos Taborium, it appears not to your tongue. Perhaps I should try a different flavor. Here, try this one. It's much more herbal. And he sets up a different teapot and begins making that.
Jen.
now,
You're indifferent to this one.
so for trade, you want stories.
Indeed. Depends on how good the story is, on what you get. Excuse me. On what you get in return. A mighty fine story could earn something from my collection. A
Election.
less or a more lackluster story could just earn another story of my own. So, depends on what you want. Trade in tales or trade in textiles.
Well, you know, tales are very valuable as they are information.
Indeed they are. That's why I collect them, my son. Look at my wall. And you see old tattered scraps of papers, and some of them new with gold filigree on them. Some of them old, missing words from the tears and weathered age of the parchment.
Now, as sure you can tell, I'm a very untrusting individual.
Of course. And who wouldn't be on the high seas at times like this?
What
You
do you mean
said
at
you're
times like this?
Ally of the order.
Times like this is more of an broad picture type thing, but I'm sure you've heard the same of that I have. And what did you say, Kazur?
I'll just negate that and let that conversation happen, and I'll just poke at him a little bit with the times like this. Well, I'm sure you know of many times,
Indeed.
eras even.
I've been around a long time, that is for sure. You want more information? Tell
So
me a
have I.
tale.
I think I already have some information, and I think you have the information that I know this information.
You're talking in circles, and I don't quite understand what you're saying.
Would you be offended if I spoke frankly?
Of course not. We're all friends here to share
I
tales and share
I
drink.
believe you're a dragon.
Feel like I made
Ina's
that
gonna go,
obvious.
Well, I'm just making sure you know that I.
Would you like me to prove myself for you? And you,
Oh,
Miss
No,
Lass?
no, I
no.
believe you.
Oh, I
Yes,
can-
will.
I can control my shape. I don't need to go full bore for anything, just to gain a little more trust from you. And I saw the wide-eyed look from Miss Lass over here. Just want to be on the up and up.
Wide-eyed look at this lad. Wait.
Well, when you said that he's a dragon, Ina turned and went,
Ian has like.
"Bung."
She's a little more aloof than the rest of us. She's quite handy though. She's very powerful.
Ina's gonna get her staff. But
I complimented you right after.
you can't. No. But again,
You're the only way I'm getting off of this boat alive if he doesn't like me.
and you're damn right.
Oh, I'm sure you two make quite the pair, especially during encounters. But yes, and you watch as he kind of drops the form a little bit on his head as this very large dragon silhouette or bust appears. Much larger than what you guys are used to. It's about the same size as the brass dragon that you encountered before, and yes, he is a brass dragon.
Is it similar in scope or is he smaller than the one I know?
Similar in scope.
Okay. For some reason I always thought the one I knew was ancient, but I guess not. Okay.
Was the one we saw? Did he pretend to be human too? No.
Yes,
We just saw.
At
Oh, he
first.
did pretend.
he was human first.
And
Oh.
then Scalefound dropped the human act, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll do the same."
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Because I walked in on him as Kimmer.
Ina might ask, like, why is it? I thought these lands were more comfortable with your kind. What?
There's still.
It's still quite terrifying to see a figure such as mine, especially wide at seas.
Not
Find it easier to collect stories in this figure than my more endangering one.
people all around are untrusting. A lot of individuals still ignorant of the wisdom that come from these kind.
Indeed,
them just
some of
being
us
those
are quite
beasts.
detrimental to everything, but some of us just mean to collect. Me being one of them.
I'm gonna grab my rock again. Bink. Put my hands comfortably in my pocket. Bink.
Mhm.
I really don't think there's any danger here. I think this guy is just really just wants some stories. He's a fucking dragon, mate.
Oh, so it's confirmed.
Oh yeah, it's confirmed. Yeah, it's confirmed.
Rose turns to Bairn and whispers, "He's a dragon."
Oh, that kind of explains some things.
He's brass, if in case it helps.
He's a brass dragon.
Oh, kind of like the one in the mountains.
Yep, that explains a lot. Yep. Are we going back?
He says he'll exchange things for stories.
Gosh.
Can I notice that Ina is holding her pocket, talking, or like thinking and holding her pocket?
I feel like I'm just comfortably in my big ass pockets.
I'm also like.
She has
hyper-perceptive.
a natural +6 on her sleight of hand. I'd say you don't notice, especially since you're involved in a conversation with the
True.
guy.
Dragon.
Fair enough.
Well, he seems pretty friendly. It doesn't hurt to go over, I guess.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Fuck it. That's what Rose says. She trusts a brass dragon because she's met a nice brass dragon before.
You hear
So she's
Bairn
like-
under his voice. Yes. I mean, all right, yeah, let's go.
Good.
Rose turns to the captain and goes, "Could you keep watch? We were summoned over. If you need me, though."
Rose like taps her chin, and she starts trying to question how she would get the captain to call her like immediately, and she just goes, "How about you hold on to this?" She like shows the sending stone.
Just hold on to it and speak, and Ina would be able to hear you, and we'll be able to come to you immediately as soon as we can, okay?
All right. Hold
I
fast,
will-
boys.
I will be needing that back afterwards. I'm sorry.
Of course, not a problem.
You could all take a break for now, enjoy some drinks, eat some food.
We'll keep some on guard, but a nice break these men probably need.
Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit.
And she like toodle-doos and like walks with Baron.
Are you flirty with the captain?
She's just in a good mood. She took a bath.
All right. You guys make your way over to the other ship, and as your footsteps hit the top deck, you watch as the dragon's head, or the dragon man's head, kind of tilts up. Oh, seems your friends are joining us. Wonderful.
Yeah, we finished what we needed to do on the ship.
And then she looks at like Kazura like,
You
I want
guys,
to get into this.
you guys hadn't
Well,
come
that's
down
fine,
yet,
I
but
suppose.
that was him hearing your footsteps on the deck above.
Oh, we didn't say anything. Okay, never mind.
He said that as he heard your footsteps, but you make your way down the stairs and into the chamber where everybody else is. Ina is kind of standing a catty corner to the table, holding a teacup in her hand, well, in one hand and her hand in the other pocket. And you see this grand hall of red carpets and gold filigree, parchments lining the walls, weapons and shadow boxes, armor stretching across the far wall, and just all manner of intricacies and delicacies strewn about.
Rosaline is
Oh, welcome!
Rosaline like aghast goes,
Oh my. This place looks quite exquisite. I have to compliment your decorations.
Oh, thank you. Your friend here seems to think it's a bit gaudy, but I appreciate the compliment. Baron is
Not
just
me.
like,
Yeah, Rosalind is a fan of this endeavors.
indeed, it would appear so. And Mr. Dwarf appears a bit taken back by it. Come, there's wine and beer, there's whiskey and brandy. Take your pick. It's all labeled.
all her armor and shit is like intricate engravings and, you know, like fancy looking bullshit. Of course she would love this extra shit.
So Baron goes over to the cask and pours a cup of wine, a cup of ale, and another cup of brandy, and sits down at the table with you guys.
Rosaline thinks if she wants to drink and decides against it because she's supposed to technically be on shift and wants to be.
Baron's a dwarf. He can hold it.
Rosalind, if you want to partake, I can take your shift for the night.
You've been awake the whole time. I
I'm
wouldn't do that
fine.
to you. But I
I'm-
would like tea. I smell something.
Of course, there's two kinds ready to go. One was not to the tongue of your young
Yeah.
gnomish friend here, but one appears to be a little bit better at least.
Ina's gonna like, as soon as you mention the tea, I'll be like,
Well, Rose is willing to try both. Remember, she's a foodie.
Oh, I wouldn't mind trying both. Is that all right with you?
Of course! Grab what you'd like. There's two pots on. The left is the a bit spicier one, and the right is a bit more herbal.
So she goes for spicy first.
Now,
She loves it.
there you go. Yeah, the spicy tea is...
This is just. I don't think I've tasted something like this before. Oh my!
Oh, someone enjoys it as much as me. Next time you're up near Mastiborium, go north of the lake. You'll find a small shack there of a woman who makes teas from all the plants in that area. I'm sure even if you don't like them, you'd much enjoy a conversation with her there, young gnome.
That's true, absolutely would.
And then Rose tries the second one.
Now, let
Wait,
us...
sorry.
Doesn't like it.
Let me write it down, because where exactly did you say that again?
So on the
Mastiborium.
Mastiborium, on the map that we're currently on the northeast
This
side.
one's not my style. Tastes a little bit
Understood.
like a freshly cut grass.
Understood. Different tongues, I suppose. Now,
Mastiborium is quite far from here.
it is indeed. That was a journey. If you'd like to hear about it, I'll share it with you.
Do you sail it everywhere, or do you take flight
Oh!
eventually and make new boats?
I find sailing to be a much more enjoyable experience, and of course, I get to meet people like you all the time. Sharing stories and tales of all of their adventures, which we should probably get to. I'm quite interested to hear what you have.
I think I'll let the others go first, but I promised you a tale and I'll give you one.
Of course! Who shall go first? But before we start, let's take our break, because Forky's got to pee.
True.
Imagine that!
Rosalie needs to figure out what story she's gonna tell. She just came here to see what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, and keep that in mind. He trades in secrets and in physical things, so...
She's not gonna give out like major secrets. No, absolutely not.
All right. All right, we'll be back here.
I'll probably be back from the break real quick, Forks, if you wanted to send the Discord message when you get back.
Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you. It's nothing like huge. It's just something you should probably know that happened, so.
Gotcha.
All righty. Be back in like 10, 15 minutes. Grab a drink, snack, whatever you need to do. We'll be back.
Beep, boop, bop.
I said a beep, bop, beep, beep, bop. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Thank you for hanging out. We're going to take our break. I'm going to go to the restroom, get a drink, get a snack. I hope you guys are all enjoying this so far. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back with more. I'm back.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you on stream too?
Yeah. I am about to be now. Had to switch it back over.
I have no clue what to tell as a story because I don't know how far of information I should give for this random person I don't know. No?
Nah? You don't know them?
No, I don't know them.
That is entirely up to you. Rewards will be given accordingly.
I don't want to be first, says Rose.
I like how he heard you say that to Kazur, and then Kazur was like, "What?"
Say what?
Like whenever
Oh,
you
yeah.
just like talked commonly, and then he heard it.
Like, who is this? Is this some stranger? And he's like, it's me. And Kazur's like, excuse me, bitch? That's probably just dragon hearing.
He has a certain set of skills.
Oh, thank you, Liam Neeson.
This guy's fun, and he's a re-encounterable character for you guys. So
I think Rosaline was suspicious because she thought he, like, after fighting pirates, she's like, is this a fucking pirate? He's gonna try to get her shit. But now she's like, it's a dragon. So a part of her, she's like, I should be friendly with this dragon now.
completely feasible that you guys could have just completely bypassed and kept on going. And then Eno was like, I'm jumping ship.
I'm going in. So, you know.
You know what's bad about this is that this is only rewarding her behavior.
I PM'd
God.
you on Discord, Lapras.
Okay.
He's probably telling you all the different personality shifts your character went through.
I didn't even keep track of that. I had too much other shit to keep track of.
Yeah, apparently I think you were like on a bad day during some fight we were on. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh fuck! I don't like that. I don't like this information at all. This is just anxiety information.
You know that meme of that guy on the gate who's like, "Let me in." You know what I mean?
You
That's me with Kazur's backstory. I'm like, "What is going on? Let me in.
It's
I want
so
to know.
me and Fork put some work into it.
I want to know. When do I get to figure this out?"
I had a little bit of ideas. I then threw him at Fork, and he's like, "I'll make the magic happen." And it happened, and I love it so fucking much. There's stuff I don't know that I'm super excited to learn.
Rosaline's probably gonna sit you down at some point after this and be like, "All right, you got shit to tell me."
Oh, I don't. What are you gonna do? Make me? You can't.
That would be an interesting fight between you two. Because she's just beefy as fuck, and you're just like you got this clever little sneaky guy build.
I would never be able to catch up with him. He's so fast, right?
I don't know if I actually have more movement speed.
I also
I mean,
have
you-
advantage in seeing dark places, unlike people who naturally have dark vision, because I have a tool that does it for
I
me.
was saying, you're the only one who can see him in dark places, so.
Mine isn't natural though, how I see in dark vision either though.
Yeah.
Like lore, I know aesthetically with the build, but like my head canon of why I can see it, it's a blessing from the goddess. So it's like kind of magical.
I've been writing up a new character for.
Yeah.
I was thinking I might take a couple of sessions playing as them for fun.
Okay.
It
Just
is
let me
not.
know.
It is not the prince. It's someone else.
Okay.
Wait, switch into a character and then switch back to Rose? Or what?
Yeah. Just for fun.
I'm fine with it.
He said I could do it before because he's like,
Yeah.
if you ever felt like, because there was a point where he's like, do you want to continue playing Rose? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, if you ever want to, you can switch out.
Interesting.
We're all here
Just
for
like-
fun. We're all just playing around. I mean, fucking Sam Riegel did it in campaign 1, so
Wait,
he went
really?
into he went into Terry and
never watched
Darrington.
I never played. I never watched season 1.
Yeah, or campaign 1. So he was the bard, and he found out that he had a daughter, and then everybody else embarrassed him in front of his daughter, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck, guys? That's fucking bullshit." He's like, "I'm always here for all of you guys, and you guys are never here for me." And they're like, "No, we're here for you." And he's like, "What's my mom's name? You can tell me my mom's name, I'll stay." And nobody could tell him his mom's name. So he's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm out." So his bard left for 4 or 5 weeks. And he became Terry and Darrington, who is this spoiled rich kid who his daddy just paid for everything. It was fantastic. And then he came back in, and it was kind of the same thing. Sam just didn't really know where he wanted Scanlan to go, like where he wanted to go with the character. So he's like, I just need to take a few breaks to figure out what I want to do with this character. So he went into Terry and Darrington for a little while, and then came back as Scanlan for some of the best moments for in-game.
I have to ask you a question, but I don't want to give away too much, so I'm putting it in Roll20.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, damn it. You share everything with them.
That's Kazura's thing. I just fucking eat information, and then what do you get out of it? Nothing. I'm just a storage device. There is no output, only input.
You have to look it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Fork. That's more. What you sent me was more exciting than I thought. What you were gonna send me.
Oh, okay.
What I thought you were gonna send me was the crossbow.
Oh,
like,
no.
level up. Not me leveling up, the crossbow.
That'd be nice. An item can level up.
You don't know that.
Never mind.
Could be interesting. I'll take a deeper look into it later.
Okay.
All
I
right.
have a song stuck in my head because of a TikTok while we were on break.
Which
So
one?
that's
TikTok.
your
Or what
mistake
song?
for
Sorry.
having that installed.
Sam Smith went, "Mommy don't know."
No.
Oh, I've never heard it.
So, who wants to go first?
I'm gonna politely decline on going first.
Of course. Mr. Dwarf, Mrs. Gnome. Yeah, sure, I'll go first. Baron, I feel like, is one of those guys who doesn't perfectly recognize the situation and is just like, yeah, this is okay to share.
No. Oh, wait. I did, speak to Baron. He doesn't want to share anything about the prophecy.
Okay. Oh, he'll tell the story of you guys going to fight the spider.
Oh God, yeah.
That's a fair one.
That's fair. That's
a good
fair.
one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the battle siege one would be good too.
Battle Siege would be a good one. So Baron goes with this. He thinks he wants to hear something a bit more you're like one of the first fights that you guys did versus
When the
the
bandits were holding that city hostage.
Under
Got it.
Siege.
I remember that.
Mm-mm-mm.
And the
But he's
bandits
like,
happened.
oh, he's old, he's magical. He wants to hear something a little more gritty. So he shares the hunting and the fighting of the large interdimensional spider and the almost death that occurred between his compatriots. He
See how Falcon
does.
kidnapped.
He briefly says the name Skit, and then he kind of stops himself, and then he's like, Kazur, because he's not sure if he wants to share the fact that they used to have a different companion.
Oh, I'm gonna be insulted by the fact that you think I got kidnapped by spiders. Like, I'm going to straighten that up as soon as there's an opening point in that.
Okay, yeah.
But it was not me.
Looks to Rose and Ina.
Rose
I would
just
never be
Rose
contacted by
just
spiders.
Rose just nods. As in, yeah, go ahead, use me.
Oh, I was... Okay, it was her. It wasn't Kazur. Sorry, it happened a little bit ago. I don't remember everything.
It was a scary incident. I ended up losing some of my precious weapons down there.
I don't even think I was with y'all at the time during this story.
Rosaline's just like,
This is all new information to me. It's quite interesting to hear.
So yeah, that was the... And he gives a darting look at Kazur. The tale of when we fought the interdimensional spider. Oh, intriguing, though it seems you may have gotten some details wrong looking at all of your faces and how things go, but I understand. Battle is a very confusing time, and sometimes things get lost in translation. Quite a good story, dwarf. I much enjoyed that, and I will enjoy telling it to many people in the future.
Telling it to many
That's
people.
good information to know that he tells the stories that we tell him.
to someone else, yeah.
That's good
That's
information.
what I was like, okay, that like changes how I'm gonna tell the story.
I mean, he sat here and offered to like trade information and stories with you guys. You kind of had to. Anyway, now, what else do you have to tell? For I am quite intrigued. It sounds like you've had many adventures.
I think Ina's gonna tell like the story about how she met her daughter.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Basically, never mind. I'm nervous.
What are you nervous for? Don't be nervous. It looks quite all right. I enjoy tales of all kinds. They don't need to be combat and heroism. Love and loss is a much equal to everything I've heard in the past.
All right. So my daughter is actually a tiefling, if you'd believe that.
Oh, exquisite. Don't meet many of them.
Well, she was. We lost her just a little while ago, but it was a wonderful time meeting her. Blah, blah, blah.
Rose gives like a bow of like,
Mm.
you know, respect, I guess.
I think I'll just
You're
give the basics because I'm anxious.
Just quietly sipping the water.
So, like, Ina was, like, going around a battlefield, like, trying to find plants that grow where, like, decomposition happens kind of thing. Like, things that grow around that. And, like, she started looking for mushrooms in a cave. And as she went into the cave, like, there was, like, bodies everywhere or whatever. She wasn't part of the fight, but she saw it. She, like, saw the aftermath. Went into a cave, and she saw this, like, dead woman on, like, laying in like a rock area, and then she heard like a baby. It was like a mouse came to her and was like, "Hey, come this way," and like led her into the cave kind of thing. And then that's when she saw the little tiefling girl on the dead tiefling woman. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then went to her and looked and made sure the mum was dead, and she was. And she saw like the necklace that the mum was wearing, and so she put it onto the little girl and was like, "I don't want you being like stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. You're gonna die, but I also don't want to take you to a town because, you know, they hate tieflings a lot of places. Like, they can be racist around a bunch of these places, but I know where I'm from, they aren't racist. So we're gonna bring you to my grandfather's house, blah blah blah." And so brought her to where my grandfather lives and raised her as my own and named her Eris after my grandpa Adoris. And that's how.
That is quite an extraordinary tale, Miss Gnome, and I do appreciate you sharing it with me. And I am, and he lays a hand on the table in front of you, quite sorry for your loss. Losing loved ones is always difficult, and I hope the tears in your heart can heal in time.
They will.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Now, I do believe those were two exquisite tales. What would you have for me? I offer you Something from my collection or a tale of my own gathered through the ages?
He's just looking at everyone like, okay,
I
I
want
didn't tell
stuff.
They weren't our stories.
Rosaline's like, I didn't tell a tale here, so it's not my choice to pick.
I'm at a player versus character dilemma here. 'Cause I feel like the character Kazura would want information. Man,
You want to think?
Lappy here wants some fucking wants some shit. I want some things.
But you guys aren't telling any stories?
No,
They haven't
well,
yet.
we
Not
are.
yet.
Oh,
He's offering to you and Baron, I think, is what it is.
He's offering it to the group. It's just that those two stories appeared to be worth a certain amount.
I think either a story that would, I know, because we haven't told him anything about what we need help with.
No. Rose doesn't plan to either, by the way.
I think it should be like, I mean, we are on pretty shit areas right around here, so anything we can have might help. I like a
Of
good story
course.
as much as the next, but
Item it is. Give me one moment to look around, discuss amongst yourself, decide which stories you wish to share. Can't wait to hear some more. Quite exquisite thus far. Yeah, you guys can talk about what you want to or don't want to share while he gathers some things.
Well, I'll be honest. For one, I don't think it matters to him that he knows I came to y'all later, so y'all don't need to lie about me being with y'all's group later.
I think
Sooner.
it's more about the fact that Scalefound is who he is. That we're less willing to protect you and more to protect him.
He is who he is. Secretive. Well, wait, I know of Scale.
Yeah, wait. You know
Yeah,
him.
Drithla
Kazura
told me.
knows Scalefound.
Or I never met him, but Drithla told me.
Yeah, you know of him.
Mm.
Didn't Drithla informed me of... Didn't he have another name he went by?
Henrik?
I don't know. Is that what it is?
There's several names.
I mean, just use that one for the stories then.
True.
God, no, I don't want to tell my story.
Yes!
What's
Yes.
yours?
No!
What are you gonna
Yeah.
No!
It's gonna be so good. The party don't know. It's so
Oh,
good. It's
What?
so good. We're all revealing backstory here, little secrets that people don't know about, characters don't know about, but players do.
Well,
but
players know, characters don't know. Rosaline is like sitting here like, God, that's like really. You have to remember this is Rosaline. Is she the type to do that?
for a high tier item, maybe.
What the fuck is going on?
Rosaline's trying to decide if she's gonna kiss and tell.
Oh, do it, dude.
Which
Yes.
Dina and
Baron.
Baron do not know this happened.
I know.
Ina does it.
Yeah, I know.
Told y'all.
Yeah, he
I
told
didn't-
me he was gonna go do that.
No, I didn't tell
No.
you what I
You
was
didn't
gonna
tell
do.
me
I
you were
just
gonna
said
kiss, but you said you were gonna say a private goodbye. And I went wink wink and you went wink wink.
I don't think I winked. I don't think I winked back. I just walked out of the room.
Yeah, you just walked out. He just
I
walked
just
out.
didn't acknowledge.
But I think she kind of had that because you guys have had like remember those cookies, those heart cookies.
Oh
that you
yeah,
made and things like that.
Ina's
You
Fucking
already
like,
had-
heart cookies.
I know.
Yeah, but-
what was
But
going
you don't have
on.
confirmation. You
I don't
know?
have
Like,
confirmation,
Like you,
but-
like there's that little bit in your mind, like maybe they didn't, but maybe.
I think she thought you guys were already together. Like,
All right.
secretly.
Uh-uh.
Do you guys have anything else to discuss?
Rosalie just sitting here thinking, should she kiss and tell or should she tell something boring?
Baron says, well, if Kazura's fine with it, I mean, we could even go something that has Scalefound involved in it, at least.
Said
Sorry.
Scalefound? Not Kinrith? Or, yeah.
Sorry. it made me
Also, I
laugh.
feel like he's an
Yes.
old dragon. He might have a faint idea about their history anyway. Not necessarily Scalefound, but like the dragon-born people.
I mean,
Mhm.
he might be an ally to them. Who knows?
He might be.
I mean, what, Joel's last... I mean, hell, y'all could talk about the last brass dragon. That might
That-
be interesting to him.
Mm.
Was a tale.
That's true. Rose is now thinking about.
I mean, he also didn't say there's only one story for each of us.
Yeah, that's true.
He collects stories.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure how this transaction works of stories, but he did not say only one per.
Then what if...
I mean, you
I don't know,
might,
Ranger,
yeah,
you
you
tell
could just go
whatever.
with your life story. Just tell everything. You know, that might be worth a lot.
So I was born on the.
Was Tuesday, October the 24th.
At
It's
9
not
o'clock.
actually.
9:26.
And my eyes opened for the first time.
Her
All right,
birthday's
he
almost soon. As a
Returns to
character.
the table, and he has 2 items in his hand. He sets them down. Okay. Oh, for those 2, I feel you've unburdened yourself enough to earn one of these 3 things. Right here, he points to a glass that has a vial. It looks like a potion vial of what you guys are used to, though a bit tattered and dusty in its age. Made a few years ago by an old friend of mine. It's got a translucent, almost pearlescent green fluid in it that tends to change color every few seconds as the ship rocks back and forth. Not entirely sure what it does, but I was told that it helps take a load off when you're hit by something arcane or otherwise. He points to the next one. Here, we have a magical instrument given to me by one of the great musicians of the time. I'm not sure when. Long time ago. But
That
anyway,
instrument-
I was told it has many exquisite properties to it. And you look, and it appears to be a lyre of sorts, though old and a bit different than what you're used to. It's there. And then the third, I believe, a choice of my armors against the wall. They're quite strong, but as you know, I have no need of them. That middle one, I think that one is a possibility, so your choice.
What's the middle one look like?
It's a fine, like, gunmetal gray with it's the one with the mother of pearl inlays and trim on it. It is full plate mail, so only Baron or Rose could wear it. But it is very nice. It's very exquisite. It's clean. Doesn't appear to be a spot of rust on it. Everything seems to be on the up and up on them. Baron, because I believe he has it prepared. Yes, he does. Do you care if I take a look at all of them? Of course, my dwarven friend. Have a glance, have a look.
Ooh.
Take a chance, see what you want. Baron is going to identify all of them. One of the potion is a potion of resistance.
Okay.
The lyre is the instrument of the bards. And the armor is full plate +3, because that's what I fucking rolled.
Is that good?
Give me a second.
That
I'm
is
checking.
about the best armor you can get, aside from some of the magical armor, like the legendary bullshit immune to fire and cold damage armors.
Mine has immune to crits right now.
Mm-hmm.
But an even higher AC is pretty good.
I know. She has a full plate, which is just called plate. That's an 18. 18 +3. Wow. Oh, wow.
I didn't roll these in advance. I literally rolled them while you guys were talking, and that's what it rolled.
That's like a 21 plus like other crap, right?
Yeah. Like, it would make Baron's armor class go to a 24 or a 25.
Oh my god. I think that's like the best value thing, but like I'm just keeping.
Yeah,
sharp
Baron
'cause
comes
it's
over and
not
he's
my
like, Baron's like, I really want that armor, guys.
instrument of the bards. What is this?
Is full plate just called plate
It's-
armor?
Yeah, it's plate armor.
The lyre, it's like can cast spells if it's attuned of like stone
Holy
shape, wall of fire,
fuck.
and wind wall. I think if that's the one
That's
I'm-
a
the right one.
wondrous item.
Yeah, welcome to rolling shit. So the page in the book that's magic items, and it's like, roll for your stuff. I literally just rolled them and rolled all those things.
Hmm.
And I just went with them. I was like, you know, they get them, they get them.
I mean, that could be really good armor for Ben.
Roses. Oh, we only get one.
You only get one for those 2 stories.
Sorry.
You said it looks like a lyre
Yeah.
because it shows
Yeah, I'm just adding flair to it. It's
because it says it has like it's a specific instrument, has different spells.
oh
Yeah.
okay. Hold
Yeah, so the lyre has like stone shape, wall
on.
of
I mean,
fire.
we're
and wind
sticking with
wall.
lyre then. Yeah, it's a lyre.
Yeah.
And then all instruments get fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from evil good, and that's it.
Oh. Visibility and levitate could be pretty fucking fun.
But again, this isn't Rose's choice. She didn't share a story, so
It's
she's
also just, I mean, he's offering it to all of us. We could talk to them.
Would you mind if we continue on and maybe decide in some time?
1 second.
All right.
Sticking with the lyre.
okay.
Of course, my lass. We'll continue on. Keep these in your head. I might change them out. Who knows? Add some more or tell a story. Whatever yours may come to be. So, who's next? Another story to tell? I'd sure like to hear of your adventures.
It did claim last place. Tell the tales.
Rose is like biting her lip.
Can we tell multiple tales?
Depends on how good your ones before are. Once I've had my fill, we'll end this session. For now, I'm still quite hungry for what you have to tell. Besides, I'm sure you all must be on your way soon. Places to go and things to do. All of that. Can't be here all day.
I mean, you tell 2 and I'll tell 1. Sure. Rose.
What? I want to go
No.
again.
I'm only telling 1. I'll claim that. So, while
Okay.
Rose is thinking-
Did we agree that telling him about the dragon we met was a good idea?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so this is not
other brass
this is
dragon?
player, not Kazoo
yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know if your character would remember, but the brass dragon originally was very interested in the dragon egg and any information about other dragons that Scale found it. Like, they were just interested in that dragon on dragon knowledge.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
maybe
so
he's interested.
Rose is like, I feel like that's more valuable information than her silly little love story. Like, to her, she's like, there's another one of you that I've met before.
So Rose goes, okay, fine. I guess it's time for me to tell my story. It might be one that you'd be interested in. I'm sorry, I actually never caught your name.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. Provincia, or
Provincia.
Bravetzia is my name.
Valencia.
Pleasure to meet
Well,
you.
Pleasure to meet you. I was drinking your tea and I didn't even introduce myself. I am Rosaline. She says with like a little like head bow. Like she's trying to be as friendly as fucking possible. And she says, but yes, of course, I will move on to the story.
Continue on. I can't wait.
As you can tell, we are an adventuring group. We've done a lot of battles, seen a lot of things, and there was an instance we were in between a battle that was difficult to win for us, as we were still training and learning ourselves, and it was between two very powerful wizards. And during this battle, we were caught in a spell that transported us to a different location entirely. Oh, imagine that. Made me
Exquisite.
completely confused. I swear I received vertigo. But anyways, once we awoke in this new location, we found ourselves in a very well-decorated cave. We soon found that this cave was in the middle of these mountains that we had never seen before. And these mountains, in this cave, was filled to the brim with treasures I have never seen. Treasures of gold and scrolls and money, and I just... My heart went pitter-patter, and I'm sure yours does too.
It's quite exquisite. Sounds much like my own here. Continue.
Indeed,
Like to hear
I said-
more.
As I said, this would interest you. We soon met the person who lived in this just gorgeous, exquisite cave, and he began to speak with us, confused, of course, bewildered. Where did we come from? How did we randomly appear in this person's home? We explained to him the situation, informed him we were caught in a spell unknown to us, and he realized that the wizard had transported us here for our safety, and that he was friends with them. Oh, how delightful.
It's exquisite.
Turns out he trusted us enough to inform us that he was a dragon.
Indeed. Quite exquisite. Continue on. I must hear more.
Right, of course. Well, I will be very honest with you. For most of my life, I had never met one such as you. It was so exciting for me. I just began asking them questions. Where are you from? What's it like? Of course, he was a little secretive, so he kept to himself. But he did inform us... wait, I can't remember. What did we talk about with him? This is me, like, noodle laughing.
Mostly, y'all kind of. I remember y'all stepped back and let Scalf out and just fucking go to town with questions. What
It-
else?
I would say you talked about the egg, the prophecy. He informed you that there's a world outside, that you were encased in some sort of magic,
Right.
and that dark
It's up to
forces
y'all
were
to talk
looking to
about the
break
bubble.
it. And
I mean,
This dragon might love the fact that there's 4 continents.
We could cut this into multiple stories.
yeah.
And it ties in, like it literally ties into you killing a red dragon. It ties into the bubble. And we
Yeah.
it's one story. Like all of us are playing in a story that is one story.
Yeah, Rosaline decides it's not her place to talk about the egg. So she does not say anything about the egg. She does mention they had a friend who is... How do I say this? I'm not sure how to put this. He was part dragon, but not.
oh yes, I have met a few of them in my days. Very
Yes.
secretive. Live up north. Like it cold. I don't like it cold.
Oh, yes, he enjoyed it cold. I will agree with that. But anyways, they went on discussing about dragon kind, and I had never heard these stories before. It seems that both were very curious about each other because they had not known much either. They haven't seen much of the other kind. Rosaline says this because she wants to lead into the fact that the dragon said he's been in like a bubble, but he hasn't really left.
Exquisite. Are you telling me there's lands I haven't even seen before?
Rosaline looks at the rest of the party to gauge their reaction of how much she can tell. How does everyone is like yes or no?
Ina's pretty much like,
Baron kind of
Kinda-
like, well, he's probably gonna find him one way or the other.
And Kazura is like, well, you let me on those lands.
Rosaline goes, yes, it turns out that we lived on a distinct continent that was separated from the rest of the world. And this dragon was curious to find that we did not know about them.
Exquisite! I must travel there. Stories galore. People, new ones, old ones. All kinds of
Yes.
things I can learn.
And perhaps you'll meet him too and you become friends.
Oh,
Or
I would
mates.
very much enjoy that.
oh yeah, wait, he was a guy too.
I mean,
I mean,
they can be female dragons, but take the approach of a male human. Like, it's just a thing dragons can do. It's kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
But yeah, Rose goes, but yes, it was exquisite. One of the best days of my life to meet someone such as you, and I figured you would enjoy it too.
Indeed I have. That was an exquisite story. Quite exquisite. Can't wait to hear more from you all. Seems like you've had quite the adventures.
okay, so
Indeed.
Rose spilled the we're from a different continent that you don't know.
I mean, you
kind of
just
thing.
and told him that there's all these extra stories, so that was
Mm.
pretty exciting for him. I'm sure
Yeah,
it
yeah.
did.
Hook him in.
Well, I'm gonna be boring compared to her, I suppose.
There's no
Yes.
boring, all tales interesting as all. Just want to hear them and tell them and see them and experience them, all of them.
Rose sips her tea, quite proud of her storytelling
Mm.
prowess.
Honestly, Ranger should sip her tea. Pretty proud of her damn storytelling prowess.
I'm just fucking like, what's the word? Rambling.
well, it was good.
I'm. Scalefound is going to. I want to specify that I did roll a 4 for the day.
Yeah, I saw that.
You're not scale found, by the
Kazura.
way.
I'm sorry, we brought up Scalefound and my brain reverted back. Okay. Kazura will look over his shoulder. I'm gonna look from my shadow,
Okay.
and I'm thinking of telling your tale.
You guys follow his eyes in the back wall, and there seems to be a silhouette, whereas the shadows in here kind of all lay against the ground as chairs and bodies, the lights above you kind of cast downwards. But as you glance back against the wall, there's this silhouette, shoulders and head bust of something back there that tends to shift slightly back and forth as he looks back at this shadow.
Ina's not gonna, like, not very secretly just bump. Where? Who? Like,
Do as you please.
All right. Well, I'll tell a tale of not my own, but of someone I know dear, and I know it very well.
Continue on. Tales of others, tales long and lost, usually the ones they are. Can't wait to hear more.
All right. So, I guess I'm gonna basically give the life story of my father, as I have known it, as Kazura's known it. Young boy, lost, bound by the Da Vincian Order, grew up in those ranks, did well, claimed the role of paladin, became a paladin, strong, fierce warrior, found the love of his life, had a little boy, me, and mother died of sickness when I was young. But so the boy was raised by the order as well and helped by the other men at arms and everything. Tales of fierce battles, of mercenaries, fire, all that sort of. I don't know the story that much in detail. It's more of. I'm coming up with backstory slightly on the spot here, of a character that I'm not even the backstory of.
I'm just prepping you for when you're a DM. It's fine.
That's great.
This one random NPC at the dock. What's his backstory? Anyway, continue.
Well, he drank all
So
his money
telling all
away.
telling of his fierce battles, his devout faith in the Raven Queen, and how the cycle of life and death is sacred. Keeping guard of that, and the ever lingering fear of a rise of a darker power, and how he didn't trust some of the order of himself, of how the order had fallen to some, or how in his eyes the order became less so because it wasn't seeking out that darkness anymore, but rather just coin.
Hmm.
I would say Kazura is being rather hesitant with talking about the order, more underlying missions and things, but just the tale of his father, and how his father eventually became just older, and a mission arose after the father had retired, basically, but was still within the order as an informant and kind of tactician, and it caused this mission that went awry, forced the father to come out to help with the battle, and how the father fell in the battle. The father, basically badass warrior moment, took the last of the enemies with him as he was bleeding out from a fatal wound, but kept fighting. And as the battle had finished, he'd laid there and bled dry, alone, along his fallen comrades and fallen enemies. And then how this news came to his little boy of 11 years of age to be further raised by the Da Vincian Order.
That is a tale to be told. Quite intriguing and heart-wrenching. I do appreciate you sharing it with me, just as I appreciate all of your stories. I believe you've earned some with your last two.
Rosaline also whispers,
Was that about you? You say it's of a friend, but it sounds personal.
No, I kind of made it clear that I was the son. I thought, well, maybe I would have like specified it that it wasn't me. Oh, it was the story of my father. So this is me talking, not Kazura talking.
oh,
But
gotcha. So to her, she thought you were speaking like someone else was the son. But no, I get
no,
you.
I am the son.
You're the
my
son.
dad is the one that died.
You died. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking.
But
That will earn you some tales of my own, and he snaps his finger, I'll add a little something to the pot here and see what you choose then. And you watch as a large flask of red brackish liquid appears next to the other potion, which you guys recognize to be a healing potion of some sort, much larger than the ones that you're used to. We'll see what else you have to offer if you're allowed more or less of what's here, but for now I offer a tale of my own. Your choosing. I'll give you
really
three
request.
choices.
Okay.
Love and Loss, Ages of Old, Tales of Gods.
Tales of Guards.
Gods.
Gods.
Not
Gods,
guards.
I was like, I can't
Man,
figure out what that.
Tell us
guy
about them
Brad,
motherfuckers in Kiro.
Yeah.
This is a side request, if I could.
Of course.
Would
you
More
ask?
of a question than a tale that I'm requesting here. And I'm sure the party would love the other tales. But you said you were an ally of the Da Vincian Order earlier,
Indeed, I'm fond of them.
so you are fond of Sky.
Indeed. We've known each other many years. Not entirely sure the length, but familiar with each other indeed.
Sky,
Rose look,
So I
Rose
can
looks at
provide.
Aina.
what's happening?
Is Sky a girl or a male? I don't actually remember.
It's a female.
specifying. Do you care if I tell
It's a
her?
femoid.
If Ina said that, Kazur would like just blast your head off immediately. I mean, immediate shot. But anyway, so it would be wise, in your opinion, me to mention this to her of our meeting.
Why, go ahead. I'm sure she's fond of me. It's been many years since we've seen each other. She might like to hear tales of me. Oh, to hear my stories told, that would be quite a thing.
Noted. Alright, that's my only question.
Indeed, I don't count that as a tale. So what would you choose? Love and loss? Ages of old? Or the gods among you?
Just looks at Bear knowing that he wants to hear the gods.
I want to hear Love and Loss.
I mean, I would like to hear the gods. So,
Appears that the gods are probably the way to go then. Indeed. Let us talk about them.
ain't nobody want to care about his love and loss story.
I do. He's so cute.
I actually want to know his live and lost story, but Rosaline's probably like, well, we're kind of on a mission for God,
That's true.
so we might want to like learn about
Learn
God
something.
from the guy who like is from a different land than us.
Well, he's telling the story. Can Baron check what the potion is?
Yeah, it is a potion of supreme healing.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
is it like one of the options we can choose,
He,
or is it a?
he added it to the pot. He did not say anything more. Let us go way back, before any of you were even a meager thought. When the gods...
Even me?
Indeed, well before you. And the gods were still walking these plains and experiencing all that they have to offer. And he goes into detail
Wait, what?
about when gods themselves walked amongst the people of the land, both good and bad. All of the gods you're used to, the ones that lay with the churches and the houses now, which I've listed off before for you.
Ladies.
But then he goes into detail of three gods that were disapproved of, went against the other ones, and provided no means of advancing their purpose or their ideals. Zahir, an evil god, a sneaky god, a clever god, one that made his own races without the permission or advice from the others. The snake people, which in and of themselves are not bad,
Rosaline's ears perk up.
which in and of themselves are not bad, but the intentions of Zahir were not the greatest of amongst them. He made these people, but they revolted against him. They did not agree with what he wanted them to do, and therefore cursed them. And with his curse he left them to fend for themselves. Disappeared for a time. Tarazadun was... He kind of looks over Ina. A bit... I don't want to say like you, but chaos-natured, as I'm sure that you're somewhat of. And tend to be a loner. Didn't pay attention to the gods, didn't care what they thought, just did his own thing no matter what he wanted to do. And therefore, many troubles befell people. Troubles befell the gods. Trouble befell lands. Races were extinguished from continents. Races rose in continents that were not supposed to be there. And therefore was banished by the gods as well from their pantheon.
Do you know which continents were not meant to be there?
It's an old tale, and continents have moved, changed names, and are now different. I could tell you, but they might not be the same. I know Fakala is about the only one that's remained relatively the same since those times. Perhaps that was one of them.
Oh, wow.
And Torog. Now, Torog was different. He didn't necessarily oppose or go against the gods, but used their ambitions to his own devices. Very tricky, very clever, much like Zahir. But when the gods discovered this and found his plan, put an end to it, bound together, and made sure that whatever he wanted to come to pass did not, and thus he was banished as well. Upon these banishments, the recognized gods banded together with their clerics and paladins of the highest order and put together a ritual. One that would potentially seal these three gods away.
Oh fuck.
Keep them away from everything that they have worked so hard to create and maintain. And with this ritual, 4 locks were put in place. The keys are unknown, but the locks can be found. I do not know the tale of the locks or the keys or where they're at. I just know of them and what they do.
You
Would
know
you-
for sure there's multiple keys?
That is a good question, and I'm afraid I don't know. But what I do know is when they are unlocked, there is a gate. A gate that sealed these 3 gods behind them. Behind it. I do not know how this came to pass. I do not know if the gods did it, if the men did it, or if it was a combination of the two. I only know what I've been told. But when these locks are open, this gate appears, and a great beastly sight is rendered from it. None of the gods, but a defender of the gate. As a secondary backup, in case anyone were unwise enough to unlock these locks. But this great beastly beast, once it has completed its mission, which is defeating those that would choose to open this gate, should they be so stupid, would render the land upon this gate desolate, destroyed, demolished, and all the people there within the same. If you were to defeat this being, which would be quite a task in and of itself, the gate would remain open, and the banished gods themselves make their way back through, able to render this world into whatever they may want. And thus, no one opens the lock, and no one speaks of the keys.
I'm gonna go. Ina's gonna go. I'm gonna look at you guys and be like, "This is some pretty interesting information."
That's a scary story.
Says Rose, trying to pretend she doesn't, like, recognize anything happening in that story.
It is indeed scary to even the most old of us and most powerful, such as the one of you speak.
The one that I speak?
Sky, referring to Sky.
Okay, just making sure. Well, Kazura wants to spill the beans here because he's an ally of Sky. So...
Wait, I have a question. Are you one of the 4 now, or is Scalefound still technically one of the 4? What the fuck's going on?
What do you mean?
You know how we're like, it's the 4 of us that are the keys?
I don't think, no, we're not.
That
No,
is something
that was for
completely
someone
different.
else. Yeah.
That all had to do with the egg, which you guys abandoned a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, okay, I thought we were like the ones. Okay, never mind.
You chose a
No,
different
the
path.
key, no, the key got fucking stolen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were the key.
That was
And
the key.
you guys are all also aware that one of them has been opened. One of them has been unlocked already.
Yeah. And Dexmal knows where the other key is, and he won't tell us because he's like,
Well, he has it. It's just in
Yeah,
a different dimension somewhere.
he's
Oh,
like, I'm
fuck.
protecting it because
So,
the dragon goddess told me to.
what would you do if you were aware of individuals trying to unlock this gate?
That is far beyond my reach. I fear that I could help, but unless I were asked, probably would do nothing and continue to gather tales. Sail the
Well,
seas. For these are
I'm
gods
here.
amongst men, and I fear I cannot do anything against gods.
Well,
We do have another tale you might be interested in.
that's not really a tale. It's more of. I don't
Everything that
want
we're telling this guy is a tale because it can get us shit. Okay,
to be. I don't want to be rude to you, friend, but The tale you told us is a tale we know.
The eyes flare that golden brown again.
We
You
didn't have names.
piqued my interest.
I'll be honest with you. We did not have names for the three, and we didn't know there were three. We didn't know the beast of the gate either. But one of those locks is already unlocked.
We are on a path to.
Leans
keep
back in
the
his
cage.
chair.
Sky has tasked me with, as I'm sure you're aware of her interests, with finding more information about this and stopping it. This group of three I stumbled upon in those new lands, and they were in the predicament of dealing with this situation. They have
This is-
risen to the challenge, so to speak, and I'm here to assist with them.
Rose is blinking like, what are you doing?
He is an ally.
I kind of get that feeling too now.
And these
As a
indeed.
result, we are on the endeavors of stopping the individuals trying to unlock these locks and investigating the sources and the arcana involved. Not only what we believe is unlocking the locks are beings of the devilish variety. And of the hells. It seems that a scorched earth is on the plans on some individuals. And with that scorched earth, the destruction of many tales and stories to never be heard. And I don't think any of us want that.
Then these are indeed dire times. Like I said, I fear that amongst gods I am just a mere being. If the time should come that my aid is necessary, then I shall provide it. But until then, I shall sail these seas and continue to gather stories. Perhaps I'll gather some that will aid you along your way. As you see,
By all means,
I
an
travel far and
informant.
wide and hear many things from ears that shouldn't.
By all means, an informant is very powerful,
Indeed it is.
and I am thankful for this.
And I have many more tales to tell. If you should tell some more, I shall share some more. I am greatly appreciative of what you've told thus far, and a reward will be thusly appropriated. But is there anything else you wish to share before we separate our ways for the time being?
Actually, there is. So, you know those continents that you've never seen?
Indeed,
Well-
well, at least it's what you've told me anyway.
Well, if you go to this one over here and you turn left at like 2 days of a walk and then you turn right, you'll find a really lovely patch of tea leaves and get some really good tea from those ones.
Oh, I can't wait to experience what your continents have
Is
to
there,
offer.
is there a map? She's like pointing at the
Yeah,
map.
I'm just like saying this place, go this way for 2 days, turn right.
I'll just get the map out for him and show it.
Oh,
My map where I've interlaid their continents onto my world map,
yeah.
just to show him.
Oh.
These are the
Oh,
full
the types of
continents.
tea.
They're quite small. I
Not-
expected a bit larger, but
Yeah,
I
there's a lot
still
of people
cannot
on
wait
them.
to experience them.
They're rather densely packed for some reason.
I
But
have a question.
Indeed. Go ahead, my dear.
You speak of the snake people. Have you met them yourself?
I have met a couple in passing, but most of what I know is just from tales of what they've told me. And the tale I told you of Zahir is just of what has been spoken for ages. At least, ages ago, anyway.
So there are more snake people from where you from?
Here
Yes.
and thereabouts, but some are
'Cause
more
yours-
unkind than others.
haven't I met the snake people on my continent, on Mirko?
There's not nearly as many. There's not an
But I
entire
wasn't, like,
civilization,
shocked.
but
I
Yeah.
wasn't shocked when I saw them.
yeah.
Hmm.
Rosalind's just pleased to hear that there's more. And then she says,
Oh, okay. I guess I could tell another tale, but this one is quite devastating.
Those are generally the most impactful tales. I would still like to hear it, if you would tell it.
so Rose, after Kazur kind of just spills the beans, she goes, all right.
That's it.
Well, it's personal, but
And then Rose tells the tale of like, you know, oh, hey,
My dad was a vampire.
my dad was a vampire. Turns out he was working for those devils that are taking over the world kind of thing. And they completely were trying to destroy her whole city and instead destroyed a whole different kingdom. And she had to go in, save people, only to find it completely rotted, destroyed. People strung up trees made out of limbs. She tells it pretty detailed because she believes that he, the dragon, would like to hear the details because it's information to kind of help along the way, informing him of like,
this is what those things can do. This is the destruction they've wrought already. And there's only been one. I can't imagine if the others are opened.
Indeed, it would be quite a challenge for those who have been tasked to defend them, looking at all of you. That is quite a tale, and I'm sorry you had to experience that as a family member of such death and destruction.
It's still a lot to process. And truthfully, I have a hard time sleeping at night, but I take that I am doing what I must so that it never happens again.
Indeed. And we all wish that it won't. Especially if they're all opened.
I do request, if you do happen upon these lands, to keep your true identity secret. They aren't very kind to you, as to them their history is different. They believe that you or your kind has wrought destruction upon them before.
Now
So-
those are tales I am most intrigued to hear. But of course, I will keep myself hidden, as I do at most times, as you could tell from me approaching your ship, as even people who are kind to dragons are not too fond of most of them, as we are quite a frightful image when in our full form.
Yes, I would keep that form to yourself while there, but I hope you find what you're looking for.
Oh, I've found it already. Now, I have time for one more tale and to decide your final reward for all of these experiences you've let me live. So what will it be?
Like we tell you a tale or you tell us a tale?
One more tale from you, and then we'll see what I give in return. I've laid a nice lump on the table. Perhaps something will be added. Perhaps
Rosaline has
another
already
tale
told
for you.
too, so
It's technically told two, because he told
Aaron's
one at the
technically told
beginning.
too. Yeah.
I don't know what else.
It's common for people to talk to the gods, right? Like us getting transported into the gods' realms and shit.
You have no idea.
What's sad is that Scalebound has some juicy stories that no one's telling.
Like
Well-
what? I just can't. I genuinely can't think of anything.
Rosaline's like, I'm not gonna tell a story that isn't mine
Yeah.
to tell. But yeah, he's talking about the whole, I kind of accidentally made a deal with the demon devil.
Go on. Oh.
Kazur does not have a tale that he will tell.
You
Kind
can
of.
tell Scalefound's story if you want to.
I
Ina.
don't know Scalebound. Oh wait, you mean Ina?
Ina. Rosaline's not going to. To her,
No.
she's like, I'm protecting him.
Yeah,
I wonder
that's
why
how
she's
she feels.
protecting him.
Hmm.
Baron pipes up. I can tell one more. We met some, what some call heroes and some call murderers.
Oh yeah.
Of
Oh,
ages of
yeah.
old, of our continents that
There we go.
I'm sure you'd enjoy.
Forgot
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
a good one. Yeah.
And goes to tell about meeting the hero, some of the heroes of old, and then,
He should first tell who the heroes are old and why
Well,
they are.
well, yeah, it's the whole general thing of it. I'm not gonna tell the whole thing because it's like a 30-minute
Yeah.
story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, we know it, so like, we
Well.
lived it.
Yeah.
Tell that story, that old.
That I cannot
you're-
wait to read the books and hear the stories from people of your lands of them. Some
I'm
who
sure-
think they're good, and maybe some who think they're bad.
I think because this is the first time maybe Kazura's hearing it from us directly.
No,
too.
I read the books. I've read
But
all of them.
hearing it
From
from
us.
us and saying we've met them.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Now,
I would say
those
Kazir would add in at the end of the story that their city descendant is a bunch of assholes. Of Kiro. Avoid that city.
Yes, avoid that. Yeah, everybody in the party goes, avoid it. Don't go there. It's awful.
I have to go back there. I do have to sleep my way up to the prince, so up to the crown.
Rosaline is cackling. She's laughing at that. Boy, what a fright he will have that night. And she sips the tea.
Uh-oh, what?
this item that I rolled.
Go!
Are we allowed to keep them? Like all of them, please?
Here is my offer. And he
What?
waves his hand, and a couple more items appear on the board.
Pretty.
The lyre disappears, though.
Oh.
No, I wanted the liar.
It took too long. He's changed his mind about some things.
I was waiting for everyone to be like, I want this and this, and I'll be like, I want the liar.
A pair of
Liar was just fun.
a pair of
I
leather
wanted
s-
the liar.
a pair of leather slippers appear on the table. Appears to be soft lining. You're not entirely sure what it's made of. Next to them, some leather armor, finely made, dark brown, tanned and ready to go. Untarnished, unbroken, unpatched. Has an engraving of the... Oh, fuck. What's the school of magic that has to do with protection? Abjuration? Is that... Yeah, so it has...
Conjuration?
No.
No,
conjuration.
conjuration is
It's
summoning things.
Restoration. Oh.
Abjuration is protection. So it has an emblem of abjuration on the chest of it. And then a very finely made trident as well shows up on the table.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Master
Yeah.
Dwarf, Master Dwarf, if you would like to take a look. He
Rosaline-
identifies them.
Rosaline's eyes sparkle at the trident.
Slippers of spider climbing,
Slippers of spider kind of climbing.
leather armor of resistance, and a trident of fish command.
What? Leather
Yep.
armor of what?
Resistance.
Trident of fish command. Okay.
Is it a specific resistance or just resistance?
Leather armor of resistance.
Like
Let me
on
check.
all
Let me
these-
check the book real quick and make sure it doesn't. I don't have to roll for what it resists.
Lining all these necrotic resistances, lightning, poison.
Aw. I wish I had the liar. I really want the liar.
Sorry.
I don't care about this fucking trident. Rose is like, I am practicing the liar. Give this to me.
Yeah, to one type of damage.
Oh,
towards where-
I choose. I just haven't chosen yet. But Baron would get that with the identification. So it is lightning that it is resistant.
Yeah, okay.
Now, for your reward for being such good guests and telling these wondrous stories of your lives and your homes, your lands, and everything in between, I will allow you a choice of 2 items of what I have presented before you, so everything but the lyre, and 1 potion, either the resistance or this healing.
Okay, Rosaline is excited about the slippers of spider climbing. Because imagine a Rosaline that could climb up a fucking wall! Boom, 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 boom! That's fucking
Chop your head off
scary.
upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also helps me is boots of spider climbing are also immensely helpful for me with stealth.
Yeah, but you have crossbows. You can fucking get something from across the way.
Yeah, but if something's just hovering away from walls, you can't. That doesn't help you at all.
Yeah, but if something's on top of the ceiling, she can't do anything. Right?
Well, I mean, I have ranged weapons now, but she's just like,
I'm also
Well, we
thinking
could always
of the
pass them
aesthetic.
around.
I'm also thinking of the aesthetic of Rosalind in decked out armor, and then it's just her feet and some fuzzy slippers.
yeah.
Fucking horrific to think about.
It's fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fucking funny.
I really think the full plate.
No, the full plate is definitely
Full plate is a
It's-
definite, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so full
He
plate,
said 2 of the items here.
2
two-
items and a potion,
Engraved with
and
that
the
lightning
instrument
one-
is gone.
I want the instrument so bad.
The trident is really good, actually.
It's
Is it-
dominate
Is it?
creature.
Dominate beast.
I have
Beast.
Dominate Beast.
Yeah, but it's a free spell.
Yeah, you don't
But
have to use a slot
it's
for it.
also only on
And
things
you
that can
can-
swim,
Yeah.
though, which is kind of iffy.
Can anybody use that though, right? Like you don't have to have magic to
It's-
use this.
It's a
magic
martial
weapon.
weapon, so someone who can use martial weapons like Rosaline.
Yeah.
Bairn, me, and Rose could use the trident,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't use. Was the trident finesse?
I think it's strength. I think it's like a javelin. I think it's like a modified javelin.
Yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah.
Um,
Really? Yeah, it's not finesse. So I really
And I
wouldn't
have
use
one
it.
more tale to tell all of you before you leave, as you're entering some waters of which I've discovered something not many know. So think about your choices while I tell a tale of a sorcerer of old.
That's important. I think the plate and slippers are the best too. The question is who gets the slippers, who gets the plate.
Yeah.
I don't think Rose is gonna take the plate away from Bairn.
Pretty
Because she's like,
beneficial. It's pretty beneficial raising that AC of the cleric.
yeah, and also the fact that she already has armor that negates crits, and I don't
Yeah.
think his does that.
No, he's just got regular plate right now.
Yeah,
But he
so
doesn't
getting
even
that,
have +1 plate.
No, he's just got. But his armor class is 21 without
'Cause
plus
he's
one.
Got the, yeah, 'cause he's got the
Yeah.
shield.
but when he gets the +3, he's 24.
It's fucking
That's-
ridiculous.
It's a huge deal. I
Yeah,
think we should
forget
protect.
you being the tank.
Yeah,
Bairn
just
will be
put
the tank.
Baron right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Baron wants that plate. Baron would like be drooling over that plate.
The
armor.
Oh
Right,
yeah, he is.
exactly.
He's like, drink is spilling down his beard and everything since this person offered it to you guys. Like he wants that plate, man.
Rosaline doesn't want the plate because she's like, I think he deserves it.
So we could just take the slippers and plate and the potion of supreme healing. That's probably the best bets.
All right.
Okay.
All right, here you are. Your items you choose. Now sit back, grab another drink. Let me tell you the tale of Alithia.
Alithia.
I'll put it in chat.
Oh, is it a tale of love and loss?
Nope.
Oh, damn.
Long before the Froth-Made Isles separated, there was little magic in the world, and those that had it were granted it by the gods that walked among them. Alithia, a young woman, blonde of hair, fair of skin, walked in the underground caverns of the keep of Frothmaid, where she was not noticed, but not discarded, just a meager, seemingly innocent elf meandering about the same common people of Frothmaid Isle. One day, she summoned a cat. It was a playful cat, did what she said, played with what she gave it. Didn't need to eat, didn't need to sleep, just meandered about and did its own thing and played with her when she wanted it. It was quite a wonderful cat, and she loved it very much. One day, she snapped her fingers and the cat disappeared. People did not like this, as they had not seen it before, and most magics granted by the gods were not conjuring or deceptive. It was all healing and protection. They started paying much closer attention to that of Alithia, and when she grew older, she noticed some new abilities, but only in hiding, only in secret, when everyone was all asleep and she was in dark alleys by herself. She would stretch her hand out, fire some bits of magic out that would impact a wall with a loud thud, and she would have to go off running and hiding from whatever forces may be nearby. It wasn't long before somebody found her, town's guard. They weren't too happy about it, but she was a child and they couldn't do much to her, so they brought her before the elders. The elders decided best that they keep her within the sanctum. Sanctum was protected and warded against all forces of evil or things that may get in and corrupt her mind. She did not like this. Her cat couldn't come. Her friends weren't allowed in, and she was basically held in solitude. And with that, her powers grew. Powers of anger and anguish. She did not appear to be that, but the powers that she had appeared to grow with what she didn't have. And in time, the elders found her too powerful for them to contain. And thus she was cast away. Sailed between lands and islands and people and things and mountains, and everywhere that she could go, she was looked at as a deserter or something less. Therefore, she stayed in inns on the floor in the stables and kept no company except for her cat. Her lovely orange and white cat that bounded around and ate from her hand, but never did actually eat, just pretended to make her feel like she was caring for something. The cat would stake out areas and make sure she was safe before she would move along. Before too long, her powers were great enough that none could really oppose her. She could wave her hand and they would do what she said, or blink her eyes and they would go the other way. She could do what she pleased. But then she found another one of similar abilities that she could not match. This man had been trained, and there seemed to be a school of some sort that would train others in their types. She was not used to this. They were stronger than her, but in different ways. They could resist more than what she could put forth. And she ran. But they followed. And they followed, tracking her down, wasting her ships. Finally, they got to the top of a mountain where she stood by herself against 3 other wizards, sorcerers, something of the kind, magic purveyors of some use, though we're not entirely sure. It's kind of been lost to time. And she fought. One of them fell. Another one. And then it was just Alithia and one other wizard. Gravely wounded, both of them were. They both tried one last attempt, and their spells collided, disrupting the entire top of this mountain, sending rubble and rocks colliding down, rolling and tumbling and scorching the earth as they went. Alithia lay, tarnished and scarred from what may occur, but in a new land, one she'd not been to before. A small island, by herself, and her cat. Now, I always thought this tale was something of a wives' tale, something to scare off natural-born magic users from being too pervasive with their magics.
I'm gonna look at my hands.
Until recently, when I came across a singular island, smaller than the ones you showed me on your new map, with a lonely house sitting atop a hill, and an orange and white cat standing guard. Now I warn you, it is in the direction you're traveling, and it's very enticing to make your way there. Now I am old and I am strong, but I was still drawn to it. I did not debark, but laid anchor next to the shore, where a young elven girl still stood there, waving and calling me towards the island. A small orange and white cat sitting by her side. I was able to break whatever enticing magic was caught over me, weighed anchor and took off, didn't look back, for something that can control me is something dangerous indeed. So be careful. Seems you already don't trust much, but trust can be a fickle thing when your mind is controlled by those of other worlds, or those of magic. So go forth, but be wary. And I'm sure I shall encounter you again. All of the rest of the magic items disappear from the table. Indeed. Now, oh goodness, look at the time. You guys look out the back of the ship and it is dark out. I do believe you guys have a place to be. And I have many tales to hear and some new ones to tell. I'm sure we'll meet again. Maybe on the other side of the world, or maybe in this same exact spot. Who knows? Either way, I can't wait to hear more of your adventures.
Do we have any way of finding you, or is it just luck?
Well, judging by Mr. Dwarf here, who's like got the armor in front of his face, like drooling over it, I'm sure he has a way to contact me, and I can contact you if need be. So if you have any news for me, or just wish to tell a tale, I'll be happy to hear. And if I have any news for you, I'll be sure to reach out. Until then, good luck. And Godspeed.
Rosalie like does a curtsy and a bow, like and I
look forward to speaking to you again.
Of course, and you, my lady. Kazur?
My apologies for the pointing of the crossbow at you earlier and distrust initially. But
No need for apologies, I understand. A single man on the sea? It's a bit weird, but I just wanted to hear your tales.
We also encountered pirates not too long ago. You can understand our concerns.
Indeed. Be sketchy waters out here. But for now, I bid you adieu. Also, Master Dwarf, here is a bottle of that brandy you've been drinking so much of. I hope you do enjoy it.
Oh,
yeah, no, never mind. Rosalind just wishes him safe travels.
And you as well. You all.
We
Hop
go.
back.
I want to say that the telling of that story that I did empowered the spirit. And I want there to be almost a verbal whisper towards the dragon that just says, "Remember my story."
Roll a d20 for me.
Oh, your spirit is your dad.
Aww.
Gotcha.
Well, he did say, "I'm going to tell your story while looking."
Well,
at this."
yeah, I got that, but it, like,
Oh.
I don't know, doing that
A
hammered
12?
it home for me.
As you guys are making your way back up on the top of his boat and across the gangplank, it is pitch black outside as you're in the middle of the sea, and it is night. You watch as the lanterns and torches on his ship grow a little dimmer, and the lanterns and torches on your ship grow a little dimmer, but the deck of the ship grows a little bit brighter. There's a... Ina, you would notice this. Baron would probably notice it. Rose, roll a perception check.
You got it.
The flavor of Kazua all around. Yeah. I love this character so much.
Oh, I don't notice shit.
You don't...
I'm looking at our
Rose-
ship like,
Is everyone okay?
The Baron and Ina, you notice the lanterns dim a little bit, and you turn around, and you see a slight gray ghostly figure standing behind Kazura and next to the to Bravitsia. You hear him whisper something. He whispers, "Remember my tale," to the dragon. Roll a perception check. See if you hear it.
Yeah, all right. I put my dice away.
Baron does not hear it.
I-
You can use the in-game or roll 20 dice roller.
oh, it was so. Oh wait, what is it? Perception?
Perception, yeah. 25. Okay. You hear this shade that has no mortal figure whisper, "Remember my tale," to the dragon.
If I heard that and I saw this figure, that like, did I connect it to Kazur?
It's like basically,
Figure?
it's like my shadow being cast off of me is projecting this.
Yeah.
Thing almost.
Then I'm gonna think about it and I'm gonna try and remember everything you said and write it in my little journal.
Okay. You guys make your way back onto your ship, where the captain and crew, half asleep, half gambling, and half drinking, all begin to take their posts again. As you raise the plank back on your deck, and your ships begin once again to travel opposite directions. His, without any wind, begins to set sail, and he waves,
Wow.
"Huh, I can't wait to see you all again! Gather more tales, for I might have more for you."
Rosalie, like, waves goodbye, you know.
And you guys go along your ways into the night. I think that's where we'll end tonight, because it's already 8:20.
Yeah, I'll say that before Rose goes to bed, she'll probably, like, call up not Kazur, Scalefound, and be like, "Hey, guess what I saw today?"
Okay, you call up Scalefound, and
He's like twiddling her legs on the bed, like,
Hey!
You-
my boyfriend.
do not
She's
get a
like, we
reply
don't-
from Scalefound.
Okay, I was supposed to say, we do
What?
not have to, like...
Wait, what?
You do not get a reply from Scalefound.
Oh, I guess you're really busy, but you know, if you ever have the time to chat, it's very interesting, okay?
Oh no.
Still nothing.
She just shrugs it off, thinks he's asleep or something, and she just puts the rock down and goes back to her stuff.
Scalefound was known to go to sleep at like 8 p.m. everyone.
Well, Rose doesn't
was-
know where you are.
He was also
Doesn't
known to get
know if-
woken up by sending stones every other day or something.
She doesn't know where Scalefound is, and she doesn't know what he's doing. She's like, he could be in another plane of existence for all I know.
Maybe she's
She-
just super. Oh yeah, you're probably in such a positive mood you wouldn't even think of something negative.
Yeah, so she's just like, he'll like to hear the story about a dragon I met, because, you know, dragons.
I like the response of you two, though. She was, Rose is like, or News is just like, yeah, whatever. And you two are like, what? All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys. You found another one of my favorite characters that I made, so.
We were about to skip it, too. Rose is like, I don't know who the
Yeah.
fuck this is. I'm going to take a bath.
You very well
Player
could
me
have.
wanted to talk with him the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kazur would no.
Yeah.
It's like we just had a pirate battle. I don't want to deal with some random fucking level 20 wizard on the sea that can kill us out of nowhere. Oh no,
Disintegrate.
It's much worse. Well, no, I don't know. An adult dragon's probably not worse than a level 20 wizard.
If he was gonna break open the ship, I had a strategy to get us to keep us safe.
He would have. An adult dragon would just take down our ship when we made it back to our ship.
I would have had a strat.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
Never
Oh,
mind.
but-
Never mind. We would have been
The tea is.
I want this tea again.
Sorry,
All right, guys.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for playing. Sorry we were late. I fell asleep on the couch, but
Well, I mean, also, sorry, I'm late. I had
Well,
to deal.
that's fine. It's okay if a player's a little bit late when the DM is, a late. It's a
I
little
honestly
different.
thought we were waiting till Noodle was good to go. Honestly.
Nope, I was just knocked the fuck out.
Well,
But
it worked out.
have a good night, guys. Have a good week of whatever you're doing this week, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye. All right, chat. We did it. They met another one of my favorite characters. So thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed this, make sure you come by another time. We do this mostly every Sunday. If there's two or more people missing, then we don't do it. But if only one person's missing, we try and stick around with it, and I'll play the person missing. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for sticking around, and I love you. I love you. And I love you. Goodbye.